Tu baca cangai non aku kira isi na kotiang ngalde kabung gerai.
Ani ni barane. Kiu ni barane nek cekutupce. Ugap kuna detka gone jata re barane. Koko nguci agen ni bikin ni lagam ni bandek lagam gora chotem.
Betut nebo sogol nebo arawetab mut kenyitab 2024 akotin mising chitab Kalenjin ko kamangunenyu koimi komie ak ichomegei noi tugul nenyoru ketesiet nebo Kass TV. Kasarta nebo koitun logoiwek chebo emet en kembouni kobun tetutiet nebo longetab kabatik. Kainenyu ko Caroline Kiplagat neiwech logoiwek chuton en oret nebo kabarunoik ko Naomi Cherotich. Kitounen logoiwek chebo nyigisindo en county nebo Bomet ole kaibet sobonwek biik somogu ak tesetai chengset nebo lakwet agenge eng oinet nebo Nyongores en county nebo Bomet yekan konyoru nyasutietab oret eng darajet anan etiet nebo Nyongores nemi oretab Silibwet Motigo. Mwae logoiwek kole kaibet brekinik lorit akorus karinoto mining akotorchi oinet nebo Nyongores ole kachililen nyasutienoton karit age nekaisubige ak karisiek choton. Ganyorun Festus Rono ak reporten goindo.
Kangemak bonwek en oretab Silibwet Motigo lengurwoni yekangobit nyasutietab oret en oinetab Nyongores nekotiny ak lorit ak karit kabiletab Filda ole kait kobet sobonwek biik somogu ak tesetai kechenge lakwet agenge nekachut oinet noton nebo Nyongores. Kakimuch kengalal ak rubewotab county commander nebo Bomet Central Musa Imamai.
Majira ya saa 5:30 katika barabara kuu ya Bomet kuelekea Olenguruon tumekuwa na ajali mbaya ambayo ilikuwa inahusu magari matatu. Mawili yalikuwa natoka upande wa Olenguruon, mbele kabisa ikiwa na gari ndogo saloon aina ya Toyota Rank ambayo ilikuwa inafuatwa nyuma na Kanta ambayo ilikuwa inafuata nyuma, na walipokaribia katika ile daraja la Nyongores au kikaribia Tenwe, ili gari ambalo lilikuwa ile Kanta ambalo lilikuwa nyuma, kama driver alipoteza mwelekeo, aidha mwelekeo ama breki zake zilifeli, ikaja ikagonga ile gari ndogo ambalo lilikuwa mbele yake na kumtupa ndani ya ile mto ambayo ni mto ya maji ambayo inaenda na kasi mno. Na tukifanya na wenzetu katika disaster management tunafuatilia tuone kama tunaweza kupata mwili ya huyo mdogo ambaye pia alikuwa katika lile gari. Tunajaribu kuangalia hospitali kama kuna mtu yote amekimbia kwa hospitali kwingine, lakini hiyo ni habari tu ambayo tumelipata. Katika lile gari ya tatu ambayo ilikuwa inatoka upande wa Tenwe wa Silibwet, ilikuwa inawakutanisha, lakini wakati dereva aliona lililotokezea ajali vile ilivyotokezea, aliona kama lile gari litakuja kugongana na yeye pia, ndipo akaepuka na kwenda kando, lakini gari yake ililandi kule kando ya barabara tu, na yeye hakujeruhiwa kwa vyovyote vile. Kwa hivyo hatuna watu ambao wamejeruhiwa, ila wale ambao wamekufa watatu na mtoto ambaye tumeelezwa kwamba alikuwa kwa gari, lakini hatujapata mahali alipo hadi sasa.
Kosubkei ak baorinik ko katokyingei karisiek choton mengech oengu taonitab Silibwet ole kaisibu lorit nemwaat kele kangetyo brakes ole karus karit agenge akotorchi oinetab Nyongores.
Ainenyun kekurenon Wesilerab Tonu, ketindetab bodaboda. Yekangotokebwone en oret yon kelelen konyo karit age nekokako rorit ingwek nekokako ingwek konyi, ako niker rorit nikayosi kobek berekisiek en barak yon akolobot kabisa, konyor karisiek oeng chemengech, konyo koryeb karisiek chukan kotorchi beek. Komie komotokochut beek age konam ketik, kochut beek age kotito baka lekem oli. Ko yekan koit sait noton korwoi biik nyokenyo kesor biik alak agenge ko nekakimut kwo tenwek ko age ko chekabar karit ikoi kebe nebo somok kenyorchi chepyoset nekaibek kabisa lekoi mitaisiek chekoi.
Karirtaen meng'ik kobun komosotok serikali en kit nekamwa kole miten ole ng'oi itondab oranotok ole kokotestai kebaorionji nyasutik chechang en komalo.
Etyonitet ko korom missing kabisa ndab riba nyongores ko ako momi pambarit etyonitet. So among'u ale ndakomi pambarit kototoreti bichutet masikyi koba ainet orit. So noton nekisome viongozi chechoket tafadhali. Tabu nenyonet nekitinye kekanyot kobit disaster sikobit kereacten non ale ngunon kandoik chechang kamach korwoi ndab kabit kinea. Lani kisome kele ongeteken precaution komabit instead unitet.
Kong'eten county nebo Bomet, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyun ko Festus Rono.
Ngegushin nguni logoiwek chetinyegei ak somanet ole kakomwa minista nebo somanet Ezekiel Machogu kole wendi kewale kalenda nebo tamitab oeng nebo sukul asikegaran betusiek chekikibet kosubkei ak nekikisipto yatetab sukulisiek kobun anan kosubkei ak beek chebo maranet chekiti emoni kosubkei ak ropta neo netesetai keborionjini. Kamwa Machogu kole wendi kesiptoi keretab sukul en kasartab wikisiek oeng eng tamit nebo oeng asikinet kipsomaninik tuguk cheko mogotin ak kewongu syllabus kou ole kopanganat. Kamwa Machogu kole tesetai tetutikab istoetab biik chekouchi sukulisiek kosubkei ak maranet akot eng kasarta nekokotoban serikali chepkondok cheite bilion 1 en kalilitetab sukulisiek ak kora tuguk chebo somanet chekong'em beekab maranet.
It's only 2 weeks. We will be able to look at it, particularly those who are in Form 4, and see how we can be able to recover by probably extending a few days, because they were expected to close down the schools in August for 3 weeks. So we might minimize the number of days that schools will be closed down in the month of August, so that whatever was supposed to be covered in the syllabus and the curriculum can be recovered during that particular time. 7 primary schools and 3 secondary schools where people who have been displaced because of the floods are temporarily staying as of now. And we are collaborating with national government, internal security ministry of issues, so that we can be able to relocate these particular issues to other alternative areas in order for us to make sure that the students can be able to come back to those particular schools as of Monday. The government is going to give 1 billion Kenya shillings towards repair of the facilities, the infrastructure of facilities that have so far been destroyed through national government CDF. So this is one thing that we are going to partner, collaborate with our members of parliament from the respective constituencies that have had infrastructure or development facilities destroyed, so that from there they can now be able to rehabilitate and maintain and repair the facilities that have so far been destroyed.
Wendi serikalitab emoni kokochini toretet meng'ik chebo komosta nebo Mai Mahiu asikowekchigei sobeng'wany noton nebo atkai tugul. Niton ko kayomisetab Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua nekang'oloni en igorta nebo kabwatetab biik 52 chekibet sobonwek kosubkei ak nyasutiet nebo beekab maranet en komosta nebo Mai Mahiu. Kamwa Gachagua kole mamandoi afisaek choton chebo KDF ak NYS agoi kowang'u boisiet en komosatan nebo Mai Mahiu koboto noton nebo yatetab ortinwek.
Sisi kama serikali kuu tumesaidia. Gavana walikuja na MP, tukaongea na rais na tukatoa zaidi ya shilingi milioni 7 ya kusaidia hao familia kwenda kupumzisha wapenzi wao. So every family around here 150,000, wale wa mbali kidogo 200,000. Kwanza, that is to assist the people. Nataka nimshukuru huyu Governor Susan Kihika ya kwamba amelipa all the hospital bills and mortuary charges so that these people do not have that burden. We are now sitting down between the national government and the county government to do vile tutasaidia these families to rebuild their lives and start all over again. It is a difficult situation, and as a government, as an administration, we must support them because it's the right thing to do. Vile mumeagiza ya kwamba wanajeshi wale wako hapa na NYS and their equipment wasiondoke, na tumekubaliana with the brigadier in charge wataendelea kukaa hapa wafugue hizo mabarabara zote na kuhakikisha bridges na kila kitu mpaka siku rais mwenyewe atawaambia waondoke kwa sababu ndiye aliwalete.
Likuja wakasimama na sisi, and because of the support that you have mobilized in your different ministries, it has gone a long way in helping us. So I want to also thank the national government. We have worked very, very, very harmoniously, very well together, led by together with the administration, the RC and the county commissioner and the county security team. You've done us very well because you've been really a present help.
Naibu Rais, serikali imepeana agizo kwamba mashule yafunguliwe Jumatatu. Ile uchungu tumeona hapa siku ya leo. Ningeomba madereva wote ambao watakuwa wakibeba watoto wetu katika mashule, tafadhali muendeshe magari na nidhamu na kuheshimu sheria, so that we don't end up having any pain. Kwa sababu tulipofika tukaona pale tulilia sana, kwa sababu mimi niko na watoto, niko na ndugu na niko na madada. So hilo ni ombi langu kwa madereva wote wa pikipiki, wa magari, all sorts of drivers.
Wananchi, security starts with us. Pahali unaweza jisaidia, please jisaidie kabla serikali ikuje na nguvu yake yote. Na kwa madereva wetu nataka tu kunena kama imesemwa, barabara zetu mingi zimeharibika, na kwa hivyo kabla serikali ikusanye ile mapeni iko nayo kutoka kwa ushuru, tuwe waangalifu na tubebe abiria na mizigo vizuri.
Ngechutyin logoiwek chetinye ak kabatisiet ole kakesom emotinwek chebo Afrika kokimit tetutik chebo kotou chobetab mbolea che ititotin asikotoret en kakimitetab sekta nebo kabatisiet en emotinwek choton, kamwa presidents chebo emotinwek cheterter chekang'oloni en tuyetab fertilizer and soil health summit nekatestai en yuton bo taonitab Nairobi komosta nebo KICC kole kikowoi ng'ony sekta nebo kabatisiet en Afrika kosubkei ak rorunetab mbolea, boisietab mbolea cheng'ering ak choton chemoityini kororonindo ne magat. Kamwa ichek kora kole nyolu kinet kabatik akobo boisietab mbolea chenyolu asikowo barak sekta noton nebo kabatisiet ak kamang'unetab amitwogik chekororon ak cheyeme.
The first African Fertilizer Summit held in 2006 in Abuja, Nigeria, aimed to position fertilizer as a key ingredient to increase crop yields and address the associated challenge of food insecurity and poor incomes faced by smallholder farmers in Africa.
Low fertilizer use and the poor soil health continue to undermine sustainable agriculture production and productivity, particularly among our communal and smallholder farmers.
It is true that we've been applying fertilizer, lesser quantities, yes, but also inappropriate fertilizer, because we've not done enough soil testing, we've not done enough research and therefore development on the varieties that need to be treated differently. So I do believe that this outcome, President Ruto, the outcome of this conference, will address those issues.
Fertilizer can help address nutrient deficiency in African soils, thereby increasing crop yields and improving food security. However, it is important to note that while fertilizers have played a crucial role in increasing agricultural productivity, their indiscriminate use can also have negative environmental consequences.
Relevant to this discussion is the urgency of investing in the health of our soils to improve productivity. Malawi has not been spared from the crisis of degraded soils, and we are seeing the consequences of the same through the diminishing harvests that we are obtaining year in and year out. My government has therefore taken special interest in addressing soil health issues, and we will soon be piloting a program to address the high acidity levels in the soils of certain parts in Malawi.
Production of fertilizer using locally available raw materials in our continent, making sure that this fertilizer enhances our agricultural productivity, because therein lies the opportunity for us to live in dignity, because we will have food security, to also create jobs and opportunities for our young people using our value addition agro-processing of agricultural-based raw materials and using it for our industrialization, and using our big market also to make sure that we drive our own progress.
At the outset, allow me to thank President Ruto for hosting and chairing this key summit on a vital issue for Africa, which is soil health and fertilizers, after hosting here in Nairobi an African summit on climate last year. Your commitment and personal leadership, Mr. President, has been a pivotal driver for the momentum we see today.
Kibendi nguni agoi taonitab Eldoret, ole taonit noton ba Eldoret ko tetat kekanapta koegu city en arawetab sisit nebo kenyini igorta newendi kondochini President William Ruto. Niton kosubke ak governor nebo county noton governor Dr. Jonathan B. nekamwa kole kokosulda tetutik tugul chetokchini igoratan, ole en inguni kokikonyi logoiyot kobun ofisitab president kotinge ak betut netetat konyo kondochi igorata. Kongolonjini ketosioni komwa Dr. B kole tindoi boroindo nekararan taonitab Eldoret nebo kobarait akoek neo mising, ako unoto kobendi konyorunen kelchin neo meng'ik chebo komosta nebo Uasin Gishu yekikanapta Eldoret ko city, ole kamwa kole tindoi kayanet kole wendi barak mung'aret ak bandab tai kobun kanaptaetab town noton.
Eldoret town koegu city konekit kokakinde tarikishek chebo arawetab sisit, kikeni exact date from the office of the president, lakini kokimite ak head of civil public service kokekashine kele arawetab sisit kikechobake kingotom koegu city komite tuguk chemaktotin keker kele tos qualifying checklist tugul kikeitiken tugul kokikinyoru Eldoret. In fact kikenyoru kikayai kityo masukumanchi, lakini kwa sukumani or not tayari. Kimije kile faida nebo city konekai. Faida nebo city, one, ki attract any investors chebunu sang chemenyo kwa mungaroshek Eldoret. Kongoitu investors akoitu mungaroshek kesir kasi lagokyok chang biik chemi gaa chematindoi boisionik. So amune sikigildege city no kora kokone kora tokenyakene kele kabichu chok chu acheket nguno changololi kobichu ingele ko biik che karibu nekit 5-7 million dunia, lakini banda city ndio tokenwa. So kemeje kekanabu Eldoret ni kobunji pick up Kenya, lakini chekwerie surait ko biik ab Kalenjin amu kitinye biik ak kebunu limba Kipsigis, Southern Rift ak North Rift ak ketindoi biik ak kobwa Nairobi. Kemeje kila mtu neimi Nairobi inyoru interest en Eldoret ngumagot ko boisiet fulani amu kimeje ketech ak county neiboru surait nyao kokitebi kibagenge. Kinyokoker akot Senate wenyewe mumite standing committee nebo Senate ngalekab devolution kokinyokoro kokikequalifyan ngalekab oratinwek, ikere tesetai ngalekab lamishek, ngalekab beek, ngalekab solid waste. Yesterday kokimite ak Mwisanya kora, the one who wants to turn our solid waste into energy. So ko ke pangan tuguk chechang ngalekab kisip ko ne ngalek supporting informal settlement scheme. Kinda is a project about 2.4 billion, but it's beginning with phase 1 about 1.4. Ngalekab KUSP ko gisaina niamut ak president ora jeba Kenya Urban Support Program Kenya ora almost another billion ne gitasege ke improve ne sapet up town. So kitayari oruja so many colleges, the upcoming colleges akigumite Eldoret kosomane kora nyogo wale ko value addition ngatebet ab taonit. So mi kipsomani ni mi lao ka kisomandosi all these universities agent kunda campuses in Eldoret apart from our usual Moi University and University of Eldoret. Kumite Catholic University, mi Baraton University, mi Kisii University, Mount Kenya, all these universities kumite. So we'll be a hub to many things. We'll be a hub to academics, we'll be a hub to athletes because we are the county of champions. Kibra roi juja kutol kumengune Eldoret. So nene mami Eldoret president kumengune Eldoret. Amiyagine Eldoret kwa governor. So gager ko Eldoret ko taon na mjigeta kiga tukule. Kinye vijana chebo pikyok tukul chege kwa tiem sobet in taon na cheba boda boda, cheba matatu, chealdol, mitumba, tukul jo ki mjigeta kiga environment. Negarara ni muji kwa mungaroshe. Agi mwagele jitul kwa mungare. Magisirgele ngwano mungare tanangone.
Kosubke ak report ne koimongu kibagengeit nebo NEPAD netinyege ak kandoinatet ak bandaptai en county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet anan governance and service delivery ko sector noton nebo somanet ak kabatisiet en county noton nebo Elgeyo Marakwet ne noton netesetai kosuldaen tetutik cheterter chebo bandaptai akot kou noton ko sector nebo ICT ak nebo ripsetab itonwekab emet kotogu kole takomito ing'ony kou yororwe sirindenyo Andrew Kimito.
Asikomuktochi counties chebo kebeberta nebo North Rift koityi tetutikab bandaptai chemite barak komakat eng counties choto koistoege wechetab kalyet ni kotestai kebaorionji eng kebeberwek choto. Nito ko kosubke ak retired Archbishop Eliud Wabugala neindochini chikilisiet eng counties 12 chebo emoni akobo tesetab tai nebo bandaptai anan governance and service delivery eng tetutiet nikitou kibagengetab NEPAD nekamwa kole makat kotebi ing'ony mengikab counties choto aeng akoityi koshinet koistoege tetutik choto bo chorsetab kiagik ak baretab biik.
Development must have peace to happen. And so I want to ask all of us in this region, my friends in Elgeyo Marakwet, in Pokot, and then neighboring counties, can you please embrace peace so that we can benefit from these good things that our governors are trying to give us?
Kotinygei ak report noto bo chikiletab kandoinatet ak bandaptai ko eng report nebo county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet ko katok sekta nebo somanet anan ECDE ak nebo kabatisiet kokendo eng kasuldaetab tetutikab bandaptai ako sekta nemite ng'weny kasuldaetab tetutikab bandaptai ko nebo ICT ak nebo ripsetab itonwekab emet eng county noto.
We have various departments doing very well. We were actually giving them some marks like agriculture, education, public participation, where like we are going in the field there. People are participating. I want to encourage that. Agriculture, public participation, ECD, health, all these have been picked up very well. Other areas where perhaps you have given low marks is not just because it's a county affair. You know, there are some issues like ICT. These are national issues. Now the challenge is that the ordinary manager doesn't know the difference between county services and national services. Therefore, he will think everything is for the county.
Kayamis governor nebo county noto Wesley Rotich kole wendi koyai kit age tugul asikoker kole kakilangune sectors chemite ng'weny kasuldaetab bandaptai eng county noto.
The areas of improvement that you have given us, we are going to implement immediately as per what the public. What I'm happy about this peer review is that it was from the public. The public said The county of Elgeyo Marakwet is doing this on agriculture, is doing this level on public participation, is doing this level, and it's doing not so well on this and this and this, which will be able to enable us to actually improve on our services from those sectors we are doing badly, and even improve those ones that we are doing good, so that we can be able to improve the level of service delivery in this county.
The county peer review mechanism is a mirror of the Africa peer review mechanism, where heads of states have an opportunity to peer review each other in issues around good governance, promotion of good governance, service delivery and development.
Kongete county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Andrew Kimeto.
Mache meng'ik chebo komosta nebo Kerio Valley mising chebune komosta nebo Kap Narok serikali kotelel eng chokchinet kautoetab biik nekotouge arawani en komoswek chebo Barwesa Muchukwo, Katibel, Keturwo, Kono, Barwesa, Kaptilomwo ak Kuikui en komosta nebo North Baringo. Mwoe kole makikochi ichek notice age tugul nebo kou ak kautoet niton kokabitu kasarta ne roboni ropta neo eng emet ak iborionjini beek chebo maranet.
Ne ko Samson Gebos a member nebo Kap Narok Kerio Valley Community Organization. Kakifanya ngalekab Kap Narok ngalekab eviction mi Barwesa asa mising mi korik chi kakebel chi sirei 22 chi sai komatinye biik ole menye. Ai biik keker ngonen amo yomatinye chi ole menye momi maisha yo. Number 2 mi biik am koswok chi bo bandit chi ku chi komasino chi mengishe sai nget kelionis ku ya tesetai kuno ekwa kebiktenchi kwa hivyo toku kule akoi sai komamake serikali maswali ngatepchi kole ngandoikab yuno momi chi nemengen ngoliondetab Kap Narok magende town sama town ko kiutogege tinye sai kenyisiek 44 kongeten kitoge choron ngalekab Kaplux application lakini sai matinye big title ero ka kuchoron gori ako mi gori ningetunot kwa hivyo kwa hiyo mrira na kilini kimeche serikali nebo county nindojene gavana chebwa kuker imandab biik simakwa keberbерege yak meche kura kele motokyi motok lakini yet betu nekakobata kura keyutien ngalek chebo imbet kemwa ngolyon age kwa hivyo ngalalenyo kemeche keker kele kikitonon kamandaetab bicho kimongton Kap Narok.
Nguni kichutini logoiwek chebo mungaret ole kagoiti mungaret nebo kampunitab Safaricom dolaisiek bilion agenge kaibarasta chuton afisayat nebo kampunit noton Peter Ndegwa kasarta nekaimongu walutik chebo kenyitab mungaret nekait let en arawetab somok kenyini. Kalany mungaretab kampunit noton en kebebertab 3.5 en bogol kosubkei ak tetutik cheterter chetesetai kosulda en kampunit noton nebo Safaricom en emoni ak emet nebo Ethiopia.
Our Kenya operation is now a $1 billion business. And this is not a top line. It's a $1 billion business in earnings before interest, taxes. So what we call earning before interest and taxes, which is EBIT, which has hit 140 billion Kenya shillings, which is a 20% growth year on year. I think we should clap again. So we are now billionaires, yeah? In dollars, there I should have said the currency is important. On a consolidated basis, incorporating the startup costs in Safaricom Ethiopia, the group closed on an earnings before interest and taxes of 94.9 billion Kenya shillings, which is a 3.5% growth year on year. And I need to emphasize this. This is a remarkable growth after having registered a negative performance last year in F23, which is financial year 23, and having delivered a higher than guidance of 93 billion. Excluding what we call hyperinflation, which Dilip will explain, and it is incorporating all the startup and investment costs that we have incurred in Ethiopia.
Kakeyat mornet nelel nebo benkit noton nebo Diamond Trust Bank anan DTB eng nganaset nebo Kapsabet eng county nebo Nandi. Kami igoratan afisaek chechen chebo benkit noton ole kasomenyi koboisie benkit noton en konorwet ak tetutik cheterter chebo bandab tai. Kailosu kandoik chebo county nebo Nandi benkit noton kondochini Governor Stephen Sang, MP nebo Tindret Julius Meli ak MP nebo Chesumei Paul Biego.
So today I'm very excited to be part and parcel of this auspicious occasion where we are launching officially DTB. DTB Kapsabet. Dr. Ken, George and your team, we are very excited that finally you are home here. We have heard from two of your valued customers, but I also know the two members of parliament, but particularly the two Kibets. We have heard about them. We have had an opportunity to discuss with you in the office today. As I welcome you to Kapsabet, I mentioned to you one very important thing, that here, all the banks that have come to Kapsabet while we are here, we tailor and co-create a program that works for our county. You have heard, we have a major challenge with tea production. And the value addition and processing for our tea is a challenge. But again, we know you have the resources. And we are farmers, we have our farms, we are ready to do work with you, try and see how we can be able to have more factories here. That is one product that I think we can be able to think around, around together and see how we can be able to work together.
Kwanza kabisa nitoe shukrani zangu kwa DTB, shukrani za dhati kwa kukubali kufika hapa Kapsabet na kufungua branch hapa. Au mnasema nini wana Kapsabet? Mna furaha? Kabisa. Hata mimi pia niko na furaha sana. So these athletes are actually your first line of customers. And I would request that you develop a facility that is going to assist athletes in this county. This county, as Governor said, is the home of champions. It's the source of champions. This is where how Kenya has been known internationally started in Nandi County.
DTB, there is no bank as flexible as Diamond Trust Bank. And that is why you would see business moguls from Eldoret. You see Kibet, both Kibets here coming all the way from Eldoret. It is not a joke. It is because we have really benefited a lot from this particular bank.
My name is William Amayo. I work for Diamond Trust Bank. I'm the one in charge of all the branches in the country. So far we have 87 branches and we are continuing to open more. This is our second branch in the last 2 weeks that we are opening in this region. The last one we opened was in Bomet branch.
Eng wendut noton nebo ureriosiek ko kiyebetab Jumapili nebo weekendi ne kabelisosiek chebo World School Cross Country Championships en kiwanjet nebo Ngong Race Course ole mwoe CEO nebo Labatani noton ko Barnabas Korir kole mi rwoik 12 kobun emotunwekab sang ak rwoik alak kobun continents mut che tetat kobelge eng kabeliset noton mokomi rwoik che sire 400 ngenyorun Martin Cheriot Chegunur ak report.
Miten lain tetutik tugul chebo ketet kabelisianoton nebo World School Cross Country Championships chebo aeng en continent nebo Africa. Kosubkei ak CEO nebo kabelisianoton Barnabas Korir kakoit let tetutik chebo ketet labatanoton ak chobot emetab Kenya. Kotet kabelisianoton kong'olole inendet en kasarta nekakikochin ng'alalet sirikab logoiwek kotinygei ak kabelisianoton.
Kiwanjet yukimi nguno ko yuto yekeyoe labatet nebo World Cross Country chebo schools ako amangu ale wendi ko tesetai komie ko yoto Jumapili ko yoto kindai competition kindai emotinwek 22 che konfaman ak rwoik 450 chebwane akakoit cheechen cheindochin president nebo ISF akakoit akina ak chebo communication biik kwa kibo communication kwa kimite tugul rwanda so kimi komie tesetai kiboitinik chebo chechobe kiwanjet ako kitesetai kesoe kora konyo ngweny ropta kidogo amu amut komoen akabwoti ale rani komoen ako ngoite yoto Jumapili ko sayasai sikobit korwai lagok chuto mengechen amu kong'ete kenyisiek 13 atyo kong'ete 15 akoi 17 akoi 15 and then 16 akoi 18 ikere ile biik chemengechen choto po primary schools alake kobo secondary lagok alake so ketieme or age tugul kehakikishan kele mi komie akot ole rwoe ko safe mabitin shida age tugul.
En komostanyin ko kaimuch kong'ong Kipchumba Arap Mayo ne inendet ko nebo ng'echeret en Kenya Secondary School Sports Association kole boroindo neo en emetab Kenya kotet kabelisioni ak ikochin niton cherset neo rwoik chemengechen chenerchin labatet en emetab Kenya.
Lagok chebo athletics cheko selecten chebo primary schools ak secondary schools ko kikikwai timishek chu all the way from sub counties to the counties, regionals up to the trials nikimi Nakuru nikikiyai around 3 months ago. Moyo kalejok team Kenya chekokechaguan ko timit nekim kitindoi athletes karibu 60 ak agenge komi camp Ngong ako practice ko kitieme keker kele kakimutu dunia mzima sikokerwech ole emenia kole une ak rwoikcho ko talent nemi emoni ko amu kokinam lagok kong'ete kenyisiek 10 ak 2 10 ak 5 ak 10 ak 8.
Tetat konam koit emoni eng betutab raini ak betutab karon rwoik kobun emotinwek cheterter chenyokorwoe en kabelisianoton kiyoe eng betut nebo Jumapili ak imong'u koitetab rwoik chesire 450 kobun emotinwek 21 ak continents 7. Martin Cheruiyot, Chegnur, Kass TV, ureriosiek.
Kiwang'jini yotochitab Kalenjin logoiwek chebo emet chekaitun en inguni kong'eten studio nebo Kass TV. Kainenyu ko Caroline Kiplagat nekaibun logoiwek chuton en oret nebo kabarunoik ko Naomi Cherotich. Kimagun kiy age tugul nekararan.
Enjoy digital life with uninterrupted entertainment on your StarTimes decoder. Manage your account from your cell phone on *858# or via WhatsApp on 0730-710077 for self-service. You can also chat with our customer care agent on 0730-710077 or visit any of our business halls for further assistance and to purchase any of our products. StarTimes. Enjoy digital life.
It's the Premier League, all on DSTV. All the goals, clashes and moments. All of Rashford, Salah and Saka. All in the language of your choice. All in HD. Available on all these bouquets to choose from on all these devices. Dial *423# or download my DSTV app to get a DSTV HD decoder with 1 month of family for just 2,999 Kenya shillings. It's the Premier League on DSTV.
Hizo rules zote kwenye tuko approved school hapa hivi.
Yaani mnaishi nyumba moja in seem like hivi.
Hii nyumba ni kubwa sana. Mmeangalia kila pahali.
Shamaza.
Hii ni security yetu in case vitu za dealers zisiende poa. Tutakuwa safe. Unaona lucky wa mwizi.
Erdegaard. Great goal from Martin Erdegaard. Let's float the ball in here. It might fall kindly. What a finish that is.
Nyorun ketesiet nebo Kass FM International ak igerchigei kibindishek che kororonen mising betushek tugul saishek 24 kobun oretab musoknotetab kasari anan online app. Inyoru kora boroindo nebo inyorchigei logoiwekab emet ku kit neu koboto programs cheterter chebo radio ak television nebo Kass TV. Nam simeng'ung en nguni ak i-downloaden Kass FM International app in Play Store.
Hey babe, Aki, you won't believe the day I've had. It was seriously crazy. So this morning, I woke up super early because I had that meeting with my boss, you know? Well, it started off kind of rough because I spilled coffee on my favorite blouse. It was such a mess, but I managed to clean it up and I think my boss loved my presentation and he even complimented my ideas in front of everyone.
Now you my daughter Jane, I'm a quarrel busy the whole day. I suspect I'm a pataka boyfriend. Ni hiyo simu ya fiber neons matter. Free fiber to fiber calls. Why are you sweating?
Well, that pretty much sums up my day. Sorry for blabbering on so much, but I just had to share it all with you.
Upgrade to the most affordable 4G network with Fiber Neon Smarter and Neon Ultra. Enjoy free fiber to fiber calls and get 65 gigabytes free. Available at fibershop.com or a fiber agent or dealer near you.
Eng komasta noton bo Eldoret ako kimi eng makawet noton nebo Silver Line noton nemite eng kwen noton nebo town.
Eng tetutiani ko tugul kewenye eng orit akobo tuguk chotok cheterter chetinyegei ak tililindo.
Mengosirin tetutiet noton nebo mungaret ak bandab tai neitun eng ketesiet nebo Kass TV eng kila kasitab somok.
Bana ngolele mewe sukul alabat amwe kimamoche ale mosik.
Kikushini kong tuguk cheterter chetinyin inye kabatindet.
Kila komut kasi kongete sait aeng nebo kemboi tetutiet ko #nenetesetai.
Imuch kotar eng boroindo nebo somok eng labatet nebo Kass Marathon ko koimuch kobut record nebo women only record nebo marathon eng taonit notok nebo London.
Koi minister nebo agriculture akemwa kele kakomong phosphate chema phosphate chemong'une kolyamatunu akomwa kole mokwokse kokeny onyoiwekab kabatik.
Cheni yalasu agawe ngongoi baba amugi sarwa.
Kass TV agine kora Kass FM International. Kitesetai ak roadshow kongeten uluokin amo kabo subui
ing nyanjet niton po Lake Baringo noton koboto alak en nyasutikab beek chekimo kobet telelet melit eng kenyitab 2004
Jumatatu agoi komut kasi kongete sait 11 ako sait 12 ak kebeberyat nebo koskolen.
Ako mwa kibagenge nebo Cambridge kokochi kurset eng serikali nebo emoni koteshi icheket rabisiek.
Same time Kilifi. The function about today, I'm meeting on behalf of the sister company, Nebo Ramada, in Cassava. This Cassava, we are starting up in Busia, Kilifi, as a pilot project. We producing ethanol, starch, and flour. This ethanol, and starch for export. Ko flour ko local consumption. Now in this project, we're waiting for the financials, seeking the labs where we can do multiplication of seeds in support of the farmers, and support of the community. So co-producing large consignment of cassava. Kapati kimi tofale amwani cassava ko it is best in all arid area. Kibare gure na check soin. Niwe ku soin iwe Kipkelian iwe side nebo Londian inyon Baringo agiwe part of North Rift aya iwe Aldai tosa areas che cassava ko making well. So we are encouraging ni kora technique because kosame as ke parchini ke Ramada en Kilifi ak Busia ko kesaruga kora amon amande the lab nebo seed multiplication see ke boishen in part of different seeds che producing in the whole of Kericho ak other Rift Valley regions. Cham golen bichu ye gongon ke gurin mammi gin ke gonen boch ko mesor kemi that say go ne chance in any organization ko yonge cham gore mbichu unajituma. So challenge ne gitinye as youth ke gonye ke fidenech mami betu ne geliana ne ge barchini ke chenge opportunities because in the industry. Now, and then also it negative check pick up put it kogi biruru check mbaret. Lakini nikibuone ke some kasi check because ne tomwe get opportunity ne mine ne mi gungunya. So kino ajeni the youth onge wegan aspeke nam enga because ane ko kya employ. Lakini kaya sign from employment agaw engalega bar temit abatishe. Guni ateme Cassava ako ateme gawe. So in that journey, I was in Mombasa. So I resigned from Mombasa. Ako went about the mission. Ko gilin na biga. Ko abet perin. But king the first year, second year, ko gere big the changes. Guni atinya factory nyo nebo gawe. Nene ma atech guni factory nebo Cassava. It's a countrywide because we will be kindai 43,000 acres. Chigumagi in the Cassava, apart from Kotomange betemi. Yes. In employment, kya almost 2 years. I've like hamu satanigi kagonge bagi payment nagi karanagi bo kawe. So, kuketinye kawe tute. Kugi na compare rapenik ke gunan engasit ak rapenik ke komomi kinge ke butishe ke butagawe. Kugi changu siri chanyoru employment. Aro ger why to somen jita o atinye a good industry ne to chawa telelche gori. Yes. So right now mechanic nguna komo agure chita for servicing or new torta. Right now, I'm using it to advance myself in industry now.
Kaine nyungo kigure non Wesley Arab Tonu. Ago atinya farm negure beu mbilu. Minutu chegimine ketinye kikitaunen Cassava ana mogo en kutitab ka ago kimine en komostab western ana Siaya. So kitinye kora kimine Cassava, kimine pandek agemine in cashew nuts. Siami urani ko in kanyone amun ka expo ne miten en betutab rani conference ne go prepare ne bigab European Union ak bigab African NGO nebo ne miten ne tononjin ngalekab Cassava in Africa. So kanyone kwanegen ne koya research amache ke testa ke min Cassava in Kenya. Rift Valley ngunon en gaolin ko Cassava ko magimine en olda tugul en ngungunyat age tugul. Namega kou en koretab Baringo ko namege ak Baringo. En Kenya ko magimine en olda tugul. Lakini kimache kinet biik amun as a Kenyan ko Kenya ko imuche imine en komosta age tugul. Magele amun ibo Rift Valley ko memine. Imuche imine en Kilifi, imuche imine en o Tanzania, imuche imine en komostab Western. Amun ngiro en Western ko ibe 60%. Ko cost ko ibe 30%. Komostab Eastern Province olimbo Ukambani ko ibe 10% en minutikab Cassava. So alenjini chi tugul kityo koyai research inegen ako min en ele nyolu koyai research ne nenyin inegen. Malasima kemin en gaa oli. Yes, kamwae kangomwa man kamwa kole in nyolu keyai research komie kou ye kamwa PS Dr. Kibrono kole nyolu kemwochi biikab emoni amun minutikab Cassava ko koto ketou mau minutik alak cheu bandek. So koyoche kinet biik komostab Kalro kelenji name ga ng'ung'unyat neu nebo Kericho, nebo Baringo, nebo Uasin Gishu asimabit mchanganyiko. Yani ngiminen ndawendi aminen Siaya ko angen ale namege ak type ito inon amun en cassava ko tinye types tofauti maagenge. Research bandek ngunon chekiminen Uasin Gishu ko magerge ak chekiminen Bomet. So cassava ndio miten in cassava ko tinye faida neo kabisa ne maraisi kogerge ak alak amun kiboisien en komoswek cheterterchin en emoni. Kiboisien en ngalekab starch, kiboisien en ngalekab kerichek, kiboisien en ngalekab glue, kiboisien en kimuche kengol ak bandek ak kobit ketaune keboisien en unga. So amwaun alenjin cassava ko cold magerge ak minutik chon alak. Tinye faida ne karan. Cassava ko matinye challenges cheu chombo minutik alak cheu viazi miten ngunon kikure drought resistant en kutitab Kiingereza, yani mawesani, mache beek kidogo, mau chaik anan ko viazi, yani mache ropta kidogo. That is why kimine en Ukambani. En nguni kechopchinigei kemin en Ukambani olimbo Kibwezi ak keminen Siaya eleo mat ele lalang, mamache ropta ne, so matinye challenges. Ako muche kobur en imbar kasarta nekoi, muche ko imin kongeten arawet netai akotar arawek 9 kokakorurio kait kekes, ak imuche imente kora kobur akoi ara kenyit agenge ak arawek ot 5 komebolu en imbar matwou. Harvesten yani faida netinye cassava ko makioldo tubers icheken, kioldo kila kitu, yani ioldo stem ko choto ko seeds. Cassava is the only plant ne matinye tenderek, yani ngikes imine stem ibolu ialde, so ko matinye magerge ak chunigo. Harvesteni kotienge market netinye ngunon, manyalu harvesten cassava ko tinye to risk within 48 hours kokekes koyoche kokaiturnen into a different product. Moyoche ikes ak inde store, ikese ak iturnen into a different product, either ichipen kebal ak ketilatil ak kedryen. Komiten in teknolojia chekiboisien kedryen, so yoche isib yoto. That is why kakimiu kebwone kelele sikekasen in ng'amotik chekikoyai kou bichumbo Tanzania, chebo Angola ak chebo West Africa, amun sikotoretech karon iman kakemin ako kakorurio, koyoche kesib kenai kele kiandolendo ano value chain. Yeah. Imuche kotebi cassava en imbar akoi kenyisiek 2 komebolu, lakini ngunon ngipreserven kora within 48 hours ichu kakamwa ale yoche ngekes koyoche iturnen into a different product. Kotebie for 2 years en store, now komami risk, imuche kobur, lakini ikese once, makikese keketyi mara mbili, ikese once akotwo. Lifespan inakaa for 9 months. Ibure tebje for 9 months. Kokakoit majority. Harvested ni once. Unapanda sasa na mwau. namwaun cassava koyoche yekaimin ikese ak imin ak iketyi kora, lakini ingen ile kerge ak viazi variety nempya netai ko makerge ak namba somok, so yoche isib komie imine ak imin komi kasarta fulani imete. Yes, po maana kora yoche iyai crop rotation. So en ane any en minutik chu kimine en olimbo Siaya ko kikitou en kenyini, ko kikiyai research echeken kotomo kotoi serikali bandab tai neuni, ko kikiyai research ak kemin 200 kitinye nguni ekarishek 210 chemi mbar, che tayari nguni ko ekarishek 80. Alafu next year kenyit nenyone ketinye arawetab mut kekese alak. So en achek ko kokiyome ke formen kit nekile consistency. Consistency ko yani availability nebo product in market every now and then. As memine ak itebile nanakany season. Cassava imuche imin kasarta tugul en kenyit, motinye in wakati. En eka agenge ko kan iyai research ngunon sikere komwa ale bo maana in tuyoni ko sikenyorun olik koyob Kenya ak koyob bitonin, amun yekakebwan yeuyu ketuitosi ak biik tugul, kimuche ke exporten ak kimuche kialden locally. So kan ikas en chito nekamwoe en yon ko takomi shida ng'alekab in pricing, mamiten policies cheribe a farmer kokakes. So en echek imuche nguni kekese en biik chekamwoe en yun kokese kong'eten tanishek 15 en ekarit, lakini target nenyon kemoche kekes 40 tons akoi 60 amun kitoretech biikab Kalro, kikirib komie, kikisib kit nekimwoe biikab Kalro. Kitinye market nebo nanya mwochi biikab kutit alenji chomoche sikotoi in temisietab cassava, memuche demand nebo cassava en Kenya. Yekanikas yukan ko kakon namba serikali kole kikese 1,000,000 tons, lakini demand ko 3 million. Demand ko 3 million. Value addition ko moche investment nemi barak. Moche ngunon investment nebo machines chebunu China chebo starch. That is now adding value to form starch. Angen ale ongen ole kiboisien starch en chakula cheterterchin. Kiboisien kora en kerichek, agrochemicals, ak keboisien en glue, ak keboisien en textile neu nombo Rivertex en Eldoret. Komi ngoroik chekiboisien kiboisien glue. So value addition nebo cassava ko kamwa ale glue, kichoben glue. Ngap ibeale kityo glue lakini mengen ile products nekichoben ko ne. Kichoben starch. Starch keboisien en food industries kou KCC keboisien kechoben mala asikorurio mala within a very short time. Starch. Aya kiboisien kora en pharmaceuticals. That is now value addition of cassava. Kiboisien en kerichek. Ngeame kerichot ko that is the borderline nebo kerichek ko cassava. Kiachutyi kabatisiet nebo cassava amun manyolu keyai etkai tugul, ko manyolu kebe lainit agenge. Nyolu keyai chekikuren diversification. Ngunon kasarta nekokibunu oin ko komakomi bandek amun komi boriet nekomi Ukraine. Ketegemeanen bandek chekibute en emoni koma sustainenech to the next season. So ko ne ara yo mamiten bandek ko ne nome biik. So ngunon ko cassava ko kokibwat kele kemin ak keyai kora research acheket kele serikalitab President William Ruto noton kora kit nebo maana koko miten a policy nemiten nguni parliament nebo blending of the grains. Ngi-importen grains from outside koyoche kinde 10%. A proposal nemiten tomo kisirto laini en tai yon aroik oeng kisirto. Ngeng'oe bandek ketesto cassava 10%. Ngeng'oe unga ngano ketesto sorghum 10%. Ngeng'oe chono shelves tugul chekindo supermarket keteshin 10% of about 4 products: cassava, sorghum, millets and cashew nuts.
Kuran David Arab kweje amangune ngiricho kapseje
kwa tuwa mamili na loto shinda gari na loto badilisha maisha na loto yo 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 yo
o kwa sir loto wanyo relu bokolengi akwa boisie ako mature ke asa nge bir loto ko rabinik siling 50 akoi 100 mature ke no nge bir ole matule pola beita au provoke skomi ni wir siling 50 mivi
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved by the BCLB.
Eng komasta noton nebo Eldoret ako kimi eng makawet noton nebo Silver Line noton nemite eng kwen noton nebo town.
Eng tetutiani ko tugul kewenye eng orit akobo tuguk chotok cheterter chetinyegei ak tililindo.
Mengo sirin tetutiet noton nebo mung'aret ak bandab tai neitun eng ketesiet nebo Kass TV eng kila kasitab somok.
Bana ngolele mewe sukul alabat amwe kimamoche ale mosik.
Kikushini kong tuguk cheterter chetinyin inye kabatindet.
Kila komut kasi kong'ete sait aeng nebo kemboi tetutiet ko hashtag nenetesetai.
Imuch kotar eng boroindo nebo somok eng labatet nebo Kass Marathon ko koimuch kobut record nebo women only record nebo marathon eng taonit notok nebo London.
Koi minister nebo agriculture akemwa kele kakomong phosphate chema phosphate cheng'ung'unyek kolya matunun akomwa kole mokwookse kokeny konyoiwekab kabatik.
Cheni yalasu agawe ngongoi baba mugisarwa.
Kass TV agine kora Kass FM International. Kitesetai ak roadshow kong'eten uluogi nomol kabo subui
eng nyanjet niton po Lake Baringo noton koboto alak eng nyasutikab beek chekimuch kobet telelet melit eng kenyitab 2004
Jumatatu agoi komut kasi kong'ete sait 11 ako sait 12 ak kebeberyat nebo koskolen.
Akomwa kibagenge nebo Cambridge kokochi kurset eng serikali nebo emoni koteshi icheket rabisiek.
Lakini vile hii ekonomi imetufinya, ilinibidi kubadilisha sabuni nikatumia ingine rahisi. Bala, ilibidi nioshe kila kitu mara 2. Sikuwa na otherwise, nikarudia Ariel.
Usafi bora kwa mwosho mmoja.
Then I talked something a little about cassava value chain, then the importance of quality seed, characteristics of cassava seed system, then the challenges facing cassava seed system, conclusion and acknowledgement. I think everybody knows what when you talk of value chain, but in simple terms, it is all those processes that are involved in right from conception, the product development, consumption, and disposal. So I've just highlighted a few elements of cassava seed system, but all seed systems depend on the end use. So I will not talk about the whole issue of cassava seed system, but I'll emphasize on the seed, which comes into under inputs and supply in the cassava production value chain. So cassava value chain, as everybody has talked, cassava is produced in a wide agroecological zone with so many uses. So as wide as it is, you also have wide different value chains. But all in all, what is important is within all those value chains, seed system is an important integral part, whichever is it for brewing, for fresh market, and so on. So seed system is important, and it has been observed that it is one of the major challenges, a bottleneck within the cassava value chain. When you talk to most farmers, they will tell you, yes, we have planted once and improved cassava variety. It was very good, but we don't have seed to continue planting. So it means access to those seed of good varieties remains a challenge. And why do we need good quality seed? We need good quality seed because it is only if we have good quality seed that we have improved yields. It is only when we have good quality seed that productivity and profitability of the value chain will go up. Then it is through good seed that we avoid the issues of disease and pest spread. Then improved seed quality also increases food and other products. And then once you have good quality seed, we'll attract investment even into the seed system itself. Now, when we talk of cassava seed system, what exactly does it involve? I think all now when we talk of a system, it means we have different players who have a role that is linked. We have with specialized functions. So within a cassava seed system, we have three major pillars. We have a pillar on variety improvement. We need to develop varieties, we test and release and promote them to farmers. Then we need to do the variety production, that is seed production itself. Then we need to do the seed distribution, that is packaging, transportation, and to make sure it reaches the end users who are the farmers. So those are just, we have a variety development, NPT, seed production, then transportation. But do we just need a seed system? We need a seed, my colleague said, yes, hard stages under GLSI, under what, which means they collapse over time, isn't it? So what we need is a sustainable seed system, a seed system that will continue even after the donors left. So what do we need to have a good sustainable seed system? It should be a seed system that produces high quality seed. That is one requirement, but of a wide range of varieties, so that a farmer who wants to go do starch can get varieties for starch. A farmer who wants to do fresh market can get varieties for that. Then the seed system should also be able to provide seed timely. When the farmer wants the seed, can access. Then all in all, the seed should be affordable to the farmer. Then in that case, if you meet all those, then your seed system will be self-sustainable. So what are the challenges facing cassava seed? Yet we have said cassava is a hard crop and so on, parameters. What is it that we have a challenge? One of it is we don't have enough brood varieties, especially to meet different market demands. My colleague on varieties will discuss this. We want varieties that can meet different markets. If it is fresh market, if it is starch and so on. So that is one thing that makes cassava, which is low profitability now, given that it is, although we don't need to say a poor man's crop, now that it's considered as poor man's crop, the profitability is low. We need to increase that. Then we have challenges related to variety development, the breeding challenges. Some of them based on the cassava biology itself. It takes too long, low multiplicative rate. So breeding to get what we call genetic gain takes long. Then we also have very little attention or interest in the cassava given the donors and even research. And all in all, unlike other crops, cassava has not benefited much on the current contemporary technologies in breeding crop improvement because of those small challenges. The other challenge which has been talked about is the nature of propagation under which cassava is done. That is through cuttings. They mentioned issues to do with bulkiness. It requires a lot of space, expensive to transport, short shelf life. So even in Western, you have to produce when you know exactly the next stage is just planting. You can't store in an agrovet. So those are challenges. Then with this also comes the issue of recycling. And recycling means you don't go back to buy seed, and in Western the seed wants to sell. Then also the issue of as you recycle, they spread diseases and pests. Then the fourth challenge is policies and regulations. I think we have talked about the lack of policies poor policies in variety release, seed production, promotion of cassava utilization. Those are the challenges we face. Then finally, cassava is grown currently in Kenya mainly for subsistence. So we have low commercial value. And this attracts little attention. So we have very few private sector interested in going into cassava seed system because they will not have market for the seed. So in conclusion, cassava system is an important integral part of a value chain, and therefore the system requires very good collaboration. Thank this conference which has brought together many players. You need to see your niche within the seed system and see your collaborators, and from here you can have a system that is working. Then all the parameters in this system that I mentioned need to be well managed in a way that they ensure sustainability.
Which is the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, we offer technical support to the cassava seed system program that we currently run with the collaborators I have mentioned. The previous speaker talked about the challenges cassava has, rather the seed system, and the disease pressure that exists with the CBSD and CMD. So breeders have worked and improved varieties, and actually looking forward to the release in Kenya as well. They have gone through the multi-locational trials and down to the national performance trials, and probably later in the year, not to be quoted, they will be released. So IITA has facilitated the transfer of this technology to Calro, and we have conducted trainings with them, and we have actually worked hand in hand with them, not just trained them and left them. So we actually hold their hand as we move. So the initial tissue culture material, or rather the starting material. We use either virus-free material from tissue culture or the single nodes that come from a clean field. So CAFIS does the work for us to actually index and make sure that whatever material that we are setting up in the lab and we're going to multiply is actually free of virus. So there is this series of varieties called the KBH series. These are actually just going on multi-locational trials in different agroecological zones. And this will be on farm and on station. So we are looking at Kisumu, Kakamega, Homa Bay, and Migori, and parts of the coast, maybe Taita Taveta. TZ130 and Mkumba, as I talked about in the previous slide, have gone through the NPT and will be soon released. So we also have the MM series and the MH series, which have been recommended because they have low disease pressure in the western areas of Kenya. One thing that is important for us to understand is that the multi-location trials and the national performance trials are very important so that we are able to know what varieties do well in what areas, because a variety that does well in the coast will not necessarily do well in Kisumu. So yeah, the trials have been done on very selected farms, and what we see there is actually a box of the semi-autotropic hydroponic technology in the lab showing the cassava as they grow. And we actually do data analysis at IITA so that farmers actually, rather we get to understand farmer preferred cultivars and what exactly they like in different locations. Because you go to Kisumu, they will tell you, oh, this is the one you like. You take the same to coast, the farmers are like, no, this is not for us. We are also working with SMEs and the cassava seed entrepreneurs and different farmer groups. And the way this system is set up is that once we are done setting this up in the lab, and this system is actually quite an exponential system of multiplication, because in about 2 to 3 weeks, you are actually cutting back the cassava and creating new. So if you started with, let's say, 5 plants in an SAH box, in about 2 to 3 weeks, you are looking at between 8 to 10 plants of cassava. And that goes exponentially over every 2 to 3 weeks. So once this is set up and the rapid system, the varieties are actually rapidly multiplied in the lab, we are looking to send them down. Once the national release of the varieties TZ130, Mkumba, and Orera are done, we send this down to the cassava seed entrepreneurs, and they will do the bulking. Once they do the bulking, then this will now go down, will trickle down to the farmers. So we will not directly give the SAH boxes to the farmers because it's a little bit technical to handle from this level. So for 2024, the priority is for the KBH series 2016B, 316, 504, and 521, and Kiroba. And yet again, Tanzania is ahead of us with this. They have already released Kiroba, and for the coastal region, and they are also taking 3 other varieties to their NPT later this year. On the technology transfer, IITA has been doing the technical backstopping, like I mentioned, working with CalRO, and also indirectly working with farmers on the good agronomic practices. When we set up the fields, or even when this goes down to the cassava seed entrepreneurs, because in the lab, whatever we are multiplying, and we do this either in the lab or in the screen houses, what other people will call the greenhouses. Once whatever we are multiplying, we are very sure, because they have been screened and tested, that they are free of the 2 major viruses, CBSV and CMV. When we set them to the cassava seed entrepreneurs, we actually make sure that they also follow the good agronomic practices and plant this in isolated areas with very set standard procedures, so that whatever eventually goes down to the farmer is still clean as expected. And also one other thing important to notice is that we will not just provide clean varieties, but we are looking at varieties that are a bit tolerant to these diseases, so that not that you get clean varieties and still they go and succumb to the disease. So the varieties that we are setting to release are actually improved varieties with tolerance to these diseases. So the plantlets are established in the screen house and the fields, and the the regular multiplication of the pre-basic cuttings will still continue even in the screen house. Then the beautiful thing about this whole setup that is there's a business development service provision. So you are not just left to deal with yourself. And the beauty also of this conference is that you actually get to interact with people across the value chain, and we're able to see how we actually can help each other.
Okay, I'm Dr. Morag Ferguson. I work with the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, IITA, based here in Nairobi. I'm a cassava scientist. I've been a cassava scientist for over 20 years and been involved with breeding some of these new varieties. Now, as we see, and as Peter's been talking about, the yields are quite low in Kenya compared to some other regions. Actually, generally in Africa, we see that our yields are about 10 tons per hectare, whereas if you look at Asia, they're getting 23 tons per hectare. And the new varieties that we have can produce up to 40 tons per hectare. So we really need to now strive to get that 40 tons per hectare at the farm level. There's a number of things that we can do. One of the main constraints to cassava is virus diseases. And there are two main virus diseases, cassava mosaic disease and cassava brown streak disease. And some of the traditional varieties that farmers grow are quite susceptible to these virus diseases. And they can impact yield tremendously. So they can reduce the yield by 70%, even 100% with severely infected plants. So one thing we really need to do is try and get farmers to access clean seed. So by clean seed, we mean virus-free cuttings, planting materials. In the case of cassava, we don't mean like maize seed or bean seed, we mean the cuttings. So one thing we're doing is working with Calro in Kakamega, in Njoro, in Matwapa, to develop technologies to rapidly multiply clean planting material and virus-free material. Then we're also working with SMEs in 4 counties in Western Kenya to help get these new varieties and the clean germplasm out to farmers as quickly as we can. We also need to improve some agronomy practices. Often farmers will just grow cassava with absolutely no inputs. But a little bit of organic matter and a little bit of fertilizer can actually help the yields. So we're working on one technology which is called semi-autotrophic hydroponics, in which we multiply cassava plantlets in like plastic boxes, and you know, if you multiply cassava just in the field, in 1 year you can move from 1 plant to 8 plants. By using this new technology, we can move from 1 plant to about 300,000 plants in 1 year. So it's a very useful new technology. So we're hoping that with these interventions and working with Self-Help Africa, with Calro, and also with Kefis, who are the regulators of plant health in Kenya, that we can really improve the yields, so we produce more cassava off the same acreage of land, that will really be able to boost supply for the industry.
Any questions for us?
Crops, but it used to be a poor man crops, but the profile of cassava has been transitioned from a poor man crops to important crop in food security, but also now cassava is a source of income, as we had my mama from Busia saying that cassava is a very important component in bringing money in the pocket, and people now can pay school fees, build good houses using cassava. Use the income from cassava. I will categorize the challenge of cassava in the challenge of cassava seed system in two. First, with the nature of the cassava crop. As we all know that cassava is vegetatively propagative crop, so farmer take a cutting to grow another cassava crop. So if one is infected, then the new crop also will be infected. And also cassava seeds has limited shelf life. With the cutting, you can keep them for 4 or 5 days, and then they lose their viability. But with the stems, they can stay for 2 or 3 weeks and also start losing the viability, depending on how you will keep the stems. It's bulk, hence it's very difficult to transport cassava seeds, but also you can damage cassava seeds during transportation. You can destroy the nodes and make cassava seeds to lose its viability. The multiplication ratio for cassava is very low comparing with cereals. When you plant one cutting, you can hardly get 8 to 10 crops, but with maize, one seed can give you up to 300 seeds. The other big challenge is on the diseases, pests and diseases, especially the cassava seed brown streak and the cassava mosaic disease, which when they enter into your field, they can cause yield loss of up to 80%. The other challenge is associated with the way that farmers are using to get their planting material. Most of the farmer, they recycle what they have, and also some of the farmer can wait to get free planting material from either the government or from a donor project, and also some national sponsored program. So if the farmer recycles their planting material, because there is no quality checkpoint, then there will be spreading disease and hence reducing productivity of cassava. Depending from friends and relatives is not a reliable source and also can cause spread of diseases. Waiting to get cassava planting material from the government or from development project is a time-based project. Projects have fixed time and also a fixed budget, hence not sustainable. I'll just share some of the intervention that it took to develop a cassava seed system in Tanzania. These are some of the projects. I will talk about 5 projects, starting with the project that was implemented by IITA called 5CP. And this project was focusing on coming up with varieties that are resistant to diseases, but also have other good attributes that farmers like. And with that 5CP project, they were focusing also on strengthening the certification system. The other project was piloting the use of market-based approach in making sure that farmers are getting high-quality cassava planting material, using business-minded farmer to produce and sell cassava seeds, working on the business models, marketing to make sure that when they produce, they sell, they get profit, and the profit motivates them to do the seed business in a sustainable way. The other project was called Community Phytosanitation. It was implemented by TARI in collaboration with the IITA. The project number 2, the project on commercializing cassava seeds was implemented by MEDA. The community phytosanitation was implemented by TARI, and the focus was to advocating the importance of using clean seed. The other project was Best Cassava project. The Best Cassava project took the outcome of this different project into one project. And the focus for the best cassava project first on the varieties to make sure that we have product in the market, to have best varieties that farmers like, but importantly that are resistant to diseases, especially CBSD and the CMD. That was the first component of the best cassava project. The second one was to assure a quality of the material as they move from researchers to farmers, working to strengthen the certification system, working very close with Toski to make sure that they have the capacity, and also they developed the certification standard and the protocol, and also they have the equipment to do diagnosis and manage disease. The third outcome of the best cassava was now to put the infrastructure that will assure this good material from researchers will reach farmers while still have good quality, farmer can afford, and also to make sure that they have all other qualities that farmers are preferring. The other outcome was now to advocate and the mainstreaming so that the people in the government, people in the private sector can understand the seed system and the support. The last project, which is currently ongoing, is called the Basic 2. It is the continuation of the best cassava project with similar or likely the same component on ensuring that there is integration between breeding and the seed system. There is high capacity at early generation seed production, but also the cassava seed entrepreneur have been strengthened, and they can produce and sell cassava seed in an affordable, which can be affordable to farmers, but in a sustainable way. The other component is on a processor-led model, whereby processor can produce their own seeds and they give to their contracted farmer for them to produce roots and sell to them. The other component is on quality assurance to make sure that the cassava they are moving from researchers to farmers still will maintain good quality. And that is a model that is called best or basic model. So from all these interventions, then we have some good results which I would like to share. Number of varieties have been released, and you can see there are varieties that are specific for the lake zone and the western zone, varieties that are specific for the central zone, and also varieties that are specific for the eastern and the southern zone. But some of their varieties can grow well in all the agroecologic zones. The second result that I would like to share is on improved seed production technology. At Tarikibaha, there is SAH technology taking place, and also at Mikocheni, Tari Mikocheni, but also at IITA Kwembe. This SAH technology is mainly used by the by TARI Station, Tanzania Agriculture Research Institute, who have the mandate of producing early generation seed for the case of Tanzania. And also we have 2-node cutting technology, which also TARI are doing that technology, but together with some of the basic seed producers. Currently, IITA have another new technology called petiole bud technology, and they are saying that this is another good technology. Currently, they are doing evaluation to see the efficiency of the petiole bud technology. On the quality assurance, the results that we have is that we have a certification guideline approved by the government and appended on the Seed Act. And also we have the certification protocol that shows Toski on how they can conduct inspection of the cassava. But also the Toski inspectors, as you see in the photo on the right, upper right, they are doing inspection on cassava field, but also the capacity of Toski to do diagnostic tests has been enhanced, and also they have the equipment that can help them to do diagnostic, like the PCR machine, but also the lamp, which is portable. And also, as you know, the size of Tanzania is too big, and the Toski office is in Morogoro, and they have other few offices in the Lake Zone and in Njombe. But our cassava seed entrepreneurs are in the rural areas. So we have decentralized the certification system by having agriculture extension officers trained by Toski and authorized to do inspection on behalf of Toski. Currently,
lakini vile hii ekonomi imetufinya, ilinibidi kubadilisha sabuni nikatumia ingine rahisi. Bala, ilibidi nioshe kila kitu mara mbili. Sikuwa na otherwise, nikarudia Ariel.
Ariel, usafi bora kwa mwosho mmoja. Ni msimu wa kuvuna chapa na tatua tatu. Kuna guaranteed 1,300 vuna cash baada ya kila nusu saa na daily vuna bonus ya 1,100 kila Jumapili. Unaweza vuna hadi nusu milioni ama tuktuk ndani ya Tatua Bonanza Live na zawadi zinginezo. Vuna chapa leo na tatua tatu. Ingia kwa M-Pesa paybill number 150 account, weka namba zako tatu za bahati, fuatiza na neno Kass. Amount ni shilingi 10 hadi shilingi 1,000.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. BCLB number 000898.
Mwezi huu wa Mei, changamka na StarTimes. Tunaleta joto na channels mpya na shows mpya kwa ajili yako. Chagua bouquet yako na uwe connected. Enjoy magic na adventure zaidi kwenye Kili Channel.
Oh man, this is gonna be awesome.
Ni sherehe zaidi kwa wapenzi wa sporti, wrestling, basketball na football.
A goal to send a message.
Lipia subscription yako uwe connected. Guswa hisia na drama na telenovela freshi, movie kali, documentaries, mziki na lifestyle channel. Changamka na StarTimes.
Let's get ready to
download StarTimes on app kwa burudani kemkem kwa wakati wowote popote ulipo. StarTimes, furahia maisha kidijitali.
Yaani wewe unanitisha hapa pesa ya kununua dawa ya kumaliza kwekwe, alafu unang'ona mikono. Ona hadi unaharibu mahindi yangu.
Nikwambia hizi kwekwe zako ni kichwa gumu na ni foreigner. Mudosi, dawa tumetumia mingi. Hii ilikuwa ya kufuga stomata. Hii ilikuwa ya kufanya zitupe pau. Hii si mimi. Iko jani kuletea zingine, niko na evidence.
Avai, usichanganywe. Kuja uone samba langu. Dawa ya kupalilia mahindi ni moja. Dawa ni Habekill. Hii kwa kwekwe. One touch. Oka.
Habekill ni one touch dhidi ya magugu aina yote. Tumia mils 100 kwa pampu ya lita 20 unyunyizie chini ya mahindi. Habekill, a product of Osho Chemical Industries Limited.
So my name is Carolina Lango from Dash Crop Limited. Dash Crop Limited is a female-owned and female-managed company that's specializing in making gluten-free wholemeal flours, which have been made exclusively from climate-resilient crops such as amaranth, cassava, finger millet, and also sorghum. One of the things that we realize is that no matter how much we want to deal with food insecurity, we will never outgrow Mexico and Brazil in maize, or outgrow Russia and Ukraine in doing wheat. So we decided to look for a local solution that is wholemeal, natural and affordable, mostly to the best of the pyramid customer. Hence the reason why we came with Dash Foods. One of the things which is very unique about Dash Crop Limited is that we buy directly from the smallholder farmers. 60% of our 12,000 farmers are women. Reason being that we chose value chains which are female inclined or female oriented, and we realize that whenever you empower a woman, you empower the community, and a lot of the decisions that are made at the household level are made by women. So I would say that so far we have created over 400 net equivalent jobs every season. We have made sure that for each of these 60% women out of the 12,000, their lives have been transformed in a very unique way. They are able to make socio-economic decisions. They've been able to take their children to school. They are been able to afford better housing, and also nutritional. They are able to feed them families. So the benefits go beyond what we can say on a day-to-day basis. Yes, I think that is very possible. I know that in the year 2022 we came up with a draft bill on blended flours, and I wish the bill would have focused majorly on traditional flours. So far the government is giving 10% blending of cassava with wheat and maize, which most Kenyans consume, but at the same time standards have been developed for other flours that have cassava, basically the composite flours. So I would say yes, this is possible. We only need to create awareness, and we also need to make sure that the products that we make are palatable, more so to the Gen Z. Because these are guys that want something that they can eat, that is tasty, and also it does not take them a lot of time to do. So I think we are headed in the right direction.
So where can consumers find your product?
I sell online. I'm also available in a number of supermarkets. In Nairobi, just walk to any Chandarana branch. You'll be able to get us and in their health section. And also a host of other tier 3 and 4 supermarkets countrywide, over 600 of them. But more so, you just go to our website, www.dashcrop.co.ke. Once you do an order, it will automatically come to our WhatsApp page, and we respond within 24 hours. We also have a delivery company called Offshore within Nairobi that delivers immediately to our customers countrywide.
My name is Charles Kibiru from Iconic Agricultural Machinery. We are here to educate farmers on how to mechanize their cassava processing. We have processes that will include from weeding, from planting, then we go to weeding. You know, cassava is grown in dry areas, and these are areas prone to have very intense sunshine. So basically we need to educate how farmers can save time on weeding. Then we also mechanize them on how they are going to save time on harvesting. Then after we are done with harvesting, we will come in with the machineries where we are going to do chipping. We chip them so that we can have quick drying. Once we are done with drying, that quick drying, we go now for another process of crushing or extracting protein. So basically we are here to make sure we educate our farmers. We show them how this is done. We give them some information on where and how they can go about all these, just to ensure that we get a food secure country. When we talk of employing technology, there is no way farmers are going to get different results if they are going to continue doing what our grandfathers were doing 20 or 50 years back. They have to employ technology. They have to ensure they have the right machineries to check and see what is happening across the world, just to make sure we are at par with technology, and that will make us save on time, and you can do so much with that time instead of just tilling land the old way.
En kenyisiek mut chekokosirto kokwai waziri nebo ng'alekab environment ak climate change ak ng'alekab beek en county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet.
Mwaat kole mautie moset katwalet makichube tai amakisose ole kibunu kwakot ngandan kitokosta kongete boisiet nebo kanetisiet en sukulitab barak akoi koek CEC netonondochin itondab emet en serikalit nekosirtoi en county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet ko mautie kakwautik chebo ming'inatet ko boisietab imbar nekiyae kamenyi eng tai ko kiek cherset neo en inguni.
Kokong'eta mining ane ko ki mama nenyo ko kichome mbar kabisa. In fact kikebe sukul achek amu sokoni mama angepanda sukuma, anakuwa supported na baba, anapanda mahindi, anapanda nyanya, anapanda nduma. Kicham kokole tuguk chechop araik somok akoib sokoni. Kongoit koskoling every Monday ak every Wednesday keipchini akoi barabara. Ko kitokokararan koret amu kibimetoi kityo musiket eng barabara taban, karon asubuhi kolany karit kwo.
Ko kisomanchi ine ng'alek chetinyegei ak ripsetab itondab emet ko kit nekamwa kole kiek lumeiwot neo en makenyi nebo koker kole kayai kabatisiet nemakiboisie katoldoiwek anan ko kerichek alak tugul nenaat mising ko organic farming.
Kiker ko kikosul biik ainosiek mising, kikotar biik swamps akobe kendene fertilizers chekakiimporten kebite kerichek mimea, lakini agere ale kito nekararan suppose ayai ko keyai ng'alekab organic because I have a small dairy unit. Keibu mbolea chebo tuga akonye kende mbar, kekol nyanyek, kekol ngwek, akot ngiam komekose kalotiat ako maing'em mazingira. You are not leaving a lot of phosphorus or phosphates in the soil. Ng'alekab nitrogen fixation is okay. It is able to balance well, and then yeah, crop rotation.
Nito ko Abraham Kipchirchir Parsosio, ng'omotiot nekicham kabatisiet nebo kasari ama kerichek.
Ngiker kuni ko tumepanda nyanya, tunapanda sukuma, tunapanda cabbage, ak other farm inputs, maharagwe, mahindi saa zingine, a few fruits here and there, and doing dairy.
Asinyoru rirutik chekororon ako teneljet kou ng'otiet ko iker ile mite beek kotugul. Tos kiyai ne Parsosio asikonyor beek chekibisisie en imbarenyi?
So we did some geological surveys kenyekedrille na borehole, but maajabu moja at 26 meters tukapata maji, at 30 maji ilikuwa mingi. So we have a borehole negonate around 20,000 liters. That is 20 cubic per hour, 20,000 liters per hour. It is massive. Tukatafuta pesa kidogo tukaweka solar. So we are using solar to pump at an height about 26-27 meters. Very clean water. So na hiyo ndio imetusaidia. So tunatumia solar kupump. It's a simple structure. Tumeweka two wood and some solars on top of it to cut on the costs. And we are able to do farming. The neighbors are able to come and fetch water for domestic use.
Boisiet nebo telunatet ak akwait age tugul en imbar kokonin itondo nekararan.
Maya, iye neunin sai ngotaptan kole ko iye 7. But ngiger neune ko iye maybe around 5. If you count ni around 5. So these white flies chukamwa, it is a big challenge. Neune ko iye around 5. Nindanin ko iye 7. And then konwach ko nin kokoi. These are some of production. Production of nin komi barak compared to this one. So these are some of the diseases niko blight. If you are not very careful, kotare nyanyat. So it's a big challenge. Chepkoset nebo asubuhi ya koskola. Kopele kabisa. So in the maji. Hii ndio maji powered by solar. So we do this. In the morning we pump to the tanks. Ikijaa tanks tunajua inatu sustain the whole night. Inaingia kwa shamba usiku. Mchana solar ndio inafanya. Then we use mona ni manure tu. Nothing else, manure. Na dawa tu ya weeds, ya not weeds, inaitwa nini? Dudu tu. Ndio simator nyanya.
So ndio manure inatoka kwa
natoka kwa ng'ombe. Keber dairy. From dairy you bring the manure here. Tuna spread kwa shamba. So inakuwa pure organic. Ukikula nyanya ni tamu. They're very natural.
Sukuma.
The kills siko towards the last harvest. But they do very well.
Kikola cho.
Kikole November. Immediately after harvesting maize. Ndio tukaeka. So hii iko ikiishaisha. But hatuwezi lalamika. That's good returns. Again, we use manure. Kochuas kiko ready juu. So hii ukikuja kuspread inakaa vizuri kwa shamba, haichomi.
For how long?
It depends on how ume store. But for 2 months, 3 months inakuwa imeiva vizuri. But ukiweka kama hii, this is wrong. Hii inachoma. Hii itachoma because hii ni bado ni samadi, it's not manure. Crate moja ndogo kama hiyo, when you get some good seeds, some good harvest from the farm. This is sasa ni ile tunaita chota. Kaka grade. So this is the last grading. Chaba nyanya. Unatoka hii kubwa kiendanga hizi ndogo. So hii watu wananunua tu, but the price ya small ones is different from this.
Karagutiet nebo kamanutietab temisiet koni en kebeberta nemining nebo imbaret anan kwota nekikol nyanyek konyorune ine kelchin nebo rabinik chesire silingishek 25,000 wikit age tugul akosire silingishek 100,100 arawet age tugul.
Ngiger nyanyek now it takes around 75 days and you are able to harvest, and then you sell. Currently as we speak, created nominal by around 20 kilos thereabout. Igere ile ialdo sai eng soko around 2,300. So if you harvest maybe 20 crates per week, that is if you do 2 harvests, maybe on Monday and Fridays or the days that you choose. So if you harvest 10 on a Monday, you get around 23,000 shillings. So times 2, that's around 46,000 in a week. And then times 4, 40 times 50 times 4, that's around 150,000 every month, approximately, which is good money.
Kongete kolsetab nyanyek, ngwek cheterter cheboto sukuma ak cabbage koboto ripsetab kiagik.
So this one, I think nilipanda tu juu napenda kukula hii sugarloaf. Kukure sweet cabbage. So kwa sugarloaf ni kwanyi, if you make salad, you just steam. It's very nice. It's very nice. Ako very nutritious. Ako the taste nenye kwa magerga ak chebo kabichek cheta. Karibu gerga saa hii ni ya Copenhagen in terms of palatability. But it's very nice. Ngiger saa hii ndanyoru peka naf kwa itunuwa kabisa. Inakuwa kubwa sana.
Kosubkei ak parsosyo kochongindab biik kochome ak kochenge rurutik chebo imbar chemakiboisie katoldoiwek.
Some of the challenges chemi sai ko ngalekab white flies. White flies imekuwa ngumu. Ako ndecheng kerchone it is hard to eradicate. Ngalekab ngikol nyanyat kun nguno ko koroito ne korom mising ko blight. If you are not able to control it, then again it puts you into problems. One issue nemi eng market ko tebenen chito kolechin nyanyat kobo greenhouse anan bombar. Ko ngilechi bombar igere chito kakonam akoun akwam. But I cannot be able to tell as to why people choose the ones for the mbar compared to the ones for greenhouse.
Chere ine en inguni neranik chematinye boisionik koker kole kaitorchingei boisiet nebo temisiet akot en kasarta neikenyi koyotokis kurgotik chebo boisionik alak.
Neranik cho ongekilgei akomokany kechaguan kasi. As we look for jobs in these companies, serikali and the rest, let us go farming. Let us go farming. The more dirty your hands are, which means the harder you are working and the more blessings comes your way because it's out of your own sweat and toil.
Temisiet ko boisiet nebo telunatet, boisiet ne akot ngandan keboisie kimnatet ak kerande kayotik ko tugul kotinye kamuget nebo kowal sobetab chi koek nebo tekisto ak borotet. Ko temisiet ne makiboisie katoldoiwek anan ko kerichek alak tugul, ko temisiet ne ikimiti chametabgei ak borotet. Ak kabwatutik neikoni chito kobor en sobet. Kong'ete taonitab Iten en county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass.
Want to elevate your entertainment? Then add Showmax to your DSTV subscription at a discount. Showmax is not a TV channel. It's an on-demand video streaming service on showmax.com. To add Showmax to your DSTV subscription, simply use the My DSTV app. Select Add Showmax. The app screen will display the discount you qualify for. Now you can enjoy exclusive shows and movies you won't find anywhere else. Add Showmax to elevate your entertainment.
Kemiten kebeberta nebo Bomet kobaten ma Bomet inne kele ko Bomet kobaten kakimanda kidogo raini kelande akebe kechutosnetab Mau.
Nito ko tetutiet nebo betutab raini ko kabarastaet nebo agenge en agenge neitun kong'ete taunit nebo Iten en county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet.
Kokimiet master nekikonyo yoton. Kokamut baba konyo kalanchi korkotebenan kole lemewe sukul alabat amwe kimamoche ale moseite amun kebarane komakiseita ko kit nebo biik cheosen.
County nebo Nandi ko kiokochini kanetisiet mongen ale towoe kuno tos kiotestai ako tos lene chemung'arainik.
Chamke chitab kalenjin netugul ikere ketesinoton nebo Kass TV atinye kamang'unet ale baibai keng'eten oret nekararan kibwon agenge en agenge kong'eten county nebo Kericho.
Ng'emetab kalyet chemiten en komoswek chebo North Rift missing en kiwoto nebo Baringo County, West Pokot, Laikipia, Samburu, Turkana koboto alak komoswek chebo North Rift chetesetai koityi koimutik chebo ripsetab kalyet.
Eng betutab raini eng tetutiet nebo Kass betut raini ameche kekoshi kong'et tetutietab kabatisiet eng county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet.
Ole kibendi kenyoru ng'alaletab agenge eng agenge ak MCA noto bo waditab Chepkunyuk eng county nebo Nandi.
Amatirustegei kora akot ndetinye kewelinwek mang'un amun sait age tugul koyotoksei koret.
Ngeto a new irrigation dam tokomda kesochin kole kisoe kele torrot konemwak kisopcho bich kisop sobon kokol biik kole nyanyiny ibwat kisir sautyo nono en Pokot kotom kotoku koboik Kenya chumbek ne nekikwerech kostoikyok. Mokiyoe siasa ak walet harambee nebo tesetab tai nekiyoe kit ne practical netogu ak nekorokutiet kemwa harambee kityo asikobit ketestai. Kwanet amang'olo koson tugul en conference kwanet harambee 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 kwanet harambee nebo let harambee. Kongoi mising chitab college. Chitab college komwoe konyil ang'wan kikekure mias ang'wan. Ko nonitet kimoche kekas tugul ngole chi age tugul kandoindo harambee kelenji irrigation tatun kochut metit.
Kongoi Jacqueline Aruse agere barake Jacqueline Aruse ak muswoknotet en Nairobi. Jacqueline kama kwani ichengi tena kele miona ngwany tos igere nyona nekichengi Kipchamba akobo ropta nekirobo neo en 1961 tos igere nuyan. Okay, ngotara igeri butwe chamon majek malingwanet nontet. Ye kuchinge tabachinge nendet. Mina kwanes kwanata kutsabalo cheget to the sky. Okay, super ganyo ko cheng in we don't go mid duty among wala Vincent alago ngo sunyo ko cheng gel ko yoki bongo missing na ko ting Kipchamba 1961 ngi ngalo chuchu kilabi
daktari kikure ropta 61 kikisir kele ropta 61 by Kipchamba. So ndagugule ni kogere ropta 61 by Kipchamba. Kongoi.
Kongoi missing kongoi. Bongo nyirubani ko yoko inato ko chene kwalet kweli. Ndo vitu vinde wish. Ko pia ngalechu in 1961 gigimengeshe Kongoi mising, kongoi Jacqueline Aruse, kakoek musong'indet yono. Kongoi nango tiendo nekitien Kipchamba kobo ropta nebo 61. Ko nekibwoti mara ko nebwotenyu ko rubani. Maibwoti rubani makakisir rubani kityo, mamuche kobwat. Lakini bwoti Dr. Kendagor. Ya mong'olakane kityo yewe kakikoitekitun. Ko kitien Kipchamba tienono kobwaten kii nekiyaak neo nebo kong'unyng'unon koyaak nesestai ngunon kotatun kowekse kingele wekse cyclical. Komwa kobol neki Prime Minister Raila Odinga kole maamuch president kotoretech, maamuch ne ng'olyondoni ayeui nebo kwong'ut nga makingen ale nyondoi. Inoni ko disaster. Kong'ololen kwanen ng'alekab disaster management. Kokabwat kora kinoit Amerika kokobeku kinawendi Amerika netai uchini Amerika aitoi kokobeku nekibore Hurricane Katrina neki koris neo nebo kwong'ut koboto rob nekibar biik ab Amerika 1,300 na zaidi 1,300 chekitar la korikab biik la karisiek la ne ko Amerika kokitestai nebo kwong'ut akosindan kiyontet. Okot ngunon komi uyan Amerika ole tindoi biik kewelinwek cheuchu. So makimuche keristaen president. Ongikilgei akeribkei icheket. Moche akochi kwanet kotestai kotes kwanta kochop rauni kochop betut en tarik mut. Kwanet amang'u ale muche testai kong'eten yono kirwogin Kipchumba Absalom en Washington DC.
Kongoi mising Dr. Sambu. Nguni en Washington DC ko dakikaisiek chekakosirto ko 23 ako saa saba nebo kemboi. Nebo kemboi ak dakikaisiek 23 komi ketestai nguno en kebeberta nebo oeng, kebeberta nebo let. Dennis tomwa ng'olyon kidogo siketestai inyorun rubani kotoret kito nekamwoe komakiba Nairobi.
Kongoi mising kirwogin, kongoi mising kwanet. Koi kabwatutik che biikab Kalenjin kotokotin en nanab Kalas. Kimwoe atkan tugul ako kimwoe kila kele nanab Kalas komiten sauna ole kicherune kaotik, ole kiyoune kerichek chebo gaa. So nanab Kalas ko sauna mito ole mishen kirwogin. Mabet komi nanab Kalas ikoda neng'ung kechun amitwogik iamishe. En night nekakochobok amitwogik kimache chebo kipkaa, kimache chebo kasarwechu inyoru en restaurant nebo nanab Kalas. Miten kora ole keyoe tuiyosiek conference hall komiten kora ako conference hall ini ko kararan kabisa en nguni. Ng'echerok kora ko chebo Starland ako miten kora mpaka ole kityenen, miten kora ole keyoen ng'alekab live band ko otokotin akobo tuwanutyingei services chon. Miten kora kirwogin okeruitos, miten kebeberta nebo private room, roomit nemuche irunyegei anan oruye ak family. Ako mi kora kebeberta nebo dormitory group kotokobwan biik chechang. Komiten kora dormitory, mi kebeberta nebo boisiek ako mi kebeberta nebo chepyosok en kamasin. So elenjini biik tugul otokotin akobo tugul. Kirwogin ole kibiren beek kora komi. So alenjini biik tugul chekakingen nguni miten swimming pool ainab Kalas, miten ole kemuche kora keyaen ng'alekab diving, mi kekuren cheploch, mi kekuren tubisho, ako mi kekuren chekunur. So otokotin akobo tugul obwan inyorchigei services chon. Kirwogin amu kakwo kasarta kotindoi chi ng'olyon kobir simet kochut 012-701-334 012-701-334 namba konono nebo ainab Kalas. Kongoi kirwogin.
Kongoi mising rubani kaye ng'oloniet kei ko makikas ng'alekuk chekabo let ko kameche akonin boroindo itoret sipkorok ketestai.
Kongoi mising kirwogin amang'u ale akasakse nguni.
Sikasin nguno.
Kongoi kabisa ako awekwa kongoi kwanet ako kameche akyi akine kongoi Denisto en ng'alekab ainab Kalas. Echochin chaik kikichop chaik chon kiboisien kwenik anan no daktari. Chaik chobore tikin jitainap kele sitep chai yonyi chai chon kabisa kia enjoy nanende ko ingirwogin anale changwane chitom ngalali kumoibe nafas neo kama kiansaren in awal jona katevin Mheshimiwa Patrick Kiptogole is the adequate policy, legal and institutional framework. Kama jamaa wala ngalekab disaster management ko both national government and county government. Ni article tama nakaeng ngalekab county government functions ko mi ngalekab ngimwa ngalekab firefighting services and ngalekab disaster management. Then maana kutunye structures in county government. Ama tungo gelijaba tebe kutunye structures ichegeti akutinye qualified personnel. Amuni mujamani itinye karisiek imuchi itinye kila kitu lakini utkometinye biik chekikinen ngalekab disaster management ko buchecheki endegeit komwa lenen kinete chebo emergency response planning. Yani ngoaki kiyoe ne ko kiye practice ni kila keyoe kele ole kituyechin konindo kele kabit mat keyoe kouni kituyechin ak kekurgei ak kiitkei kouni kesir kainaikab biik chekomi kounoto mona kut kounoton serikali at village level kitindoi ole tos ketuyechin kele kabit kungola ngalechu beek ko mogochek chu kalabi mi ole kituyechin en kokwet ak kele ongetuyechin kanisa ongetuyechin sukul ak kiitkei kele mi botanumi miten anomi kounoto ni mona kut komi kit neunoto. So mi kit nebore national policy for disaster management in Kenya nekikiloncheni en arawetab somok kenyitab 2009 ko kikisir kabisa komie kwasoman kitabuni 57 pages ko me everything Mheshimiwa Patrick. There is adequate legal structures in place. The problem in Kenya is always go implementation. Nibiget ni kaka tu lagi sireng kartasit komie. Kono tarati kityo ngalechu komwa chango bo president o go postpone ngalekab yatetab sukul ko bebejane ngalek komwa president amu sobetab lagok ko very important ako sobetab chi age tugul ko kararan. Kono tane ko bebenji amu sai en Kenya ko kibote Zambiki sire boko ngale chuton bo floods ngalekab beek ak akere ale kakile nyone rare cyclone kakile Hidaya ninyone Mombasa ako raisi kokose kora ngalekab destruction. So are we prepared for this disaster? Kunata nitoka bakakini kwane so ngalale ngale jongi tinjabo politicization kuwa mani yoton ma lazima kinde siasa ngale yongiri tos kouni kumanyolu kechut ngalekab siwon mi berberinda ngairo na tetenia yenyanjita ngalale igurbi aginde siasa ngale kiujua mabe wengi yoten go magarara nata kidogo gongoi kirwagin gongoi kwane
Kung missing rubani am jagur nguno Dr. Bor umwagne ngalionde nyin agegur Dr. Kendagor
Really good. You got any kids?
Yes, we have a son together. His name is Paul and Dick Jr. And he's also in Kenya, and he loves it there. He's been going there since he's 5 months old.
I'm sure you call him using Caribbean line.
Yes, I do. All the time.
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Oh, that is great.
Caribbean line is a very good phone card to call Kenya because hizi makadi ziko hapa tunatumia, they don't give you enough minutes to call Kenya. 5-10 minutes it's gone, but Karibu online is giving you a lot of minutes, and at the same time it's very accurate.
Kwa majina naitwa Tina Kalanya. Hii shop imekuwa family biz yetu tangu nikwe mtoi. Actually inherit from our great buka Amos. Tulianza kama ka shop kadogo lakini tumeenda tukigrow. Challenges ziko hapa sana ni space. There is always a need for more space. Lakini nikinyakuwa 1.2M na Lotto leo, nitahakikisha nime-expand hii shop, nimeongeza groceries kwa sababu hapa kwetu farmers ni wengi sana. Nyakuwa mita na Lotto.
Changamka, cheza Lotto. Nyakuwa mita na Lotto every hour. Get into the Lotto money train and win big. Mara hii you win 20,000 times pesa zako. 50 bob inakushindia 1 million shillings every hour na up to 40 million shillings every day. Usiwachwe nyuma. Mamili ni moto moto na Loto. Nenda kwa M-Pesa paybill number 777-000. Andika neno Kass kama account name. Cheza na kati ya shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 2,000 na ubambido na Loto.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved by the BCL.
Nimeshinda! Nimenyakua mita na Loto! Nimematch nambari 5! Nimeshinda 200k! Nimeshinda! Nimematch nambari 3 na nimepata pesa!
My God! Nimeshinda! Nimeshinda! Nimeshinda bonus shopping voucher!
Wewe unangoja nini? Changamka, cheza Loto, sio ndoto.
Oh yes, join the Lotto money train. It could be you.
Changamka, cheza Loto. Nyakua mita na Loto every hour. Get into the Lotto money train and win big. Mara hii you win 20,000 times pesa zako. 50 bob inakushindia 1 million shillings every hour na up to 40 million shillings every day. Usiwachwe nyuma. Mamili ni moto moto na Loto. Nenda kwa M-Pesa paybill number 777-000. Andika neno Kass kama account name. Cheza na kati ya shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 2,000 na ubambido na Loto.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved by the BCLB.
Chi age tugul koter ole kwongdo. Chi age tugul koter ole namdo muganget. Lakini kit agenge ko unga cheiboisien. Unga chebo Jamii Milling choto chekakikwangen nemyone. Tos imyono? Yang kailanchi kokurin hotelit ainon? Ingen hotelit nenikas imiten ole loo ikose ile ainon kakorur kimyet.
Amache akur nguno Dr. Bor umwagine ng'olyondenyin ak kekur Dr. Kendakor.
Okay. Kita notaune ing'alek mutyo kokonechin Dr. Patrick. Ko ngataune in ng'olyotab mythical inturi. Alen ngwoka chicho amu king'em emet. Kitakiboistogei akot ama keyai ng'alekab impeachment by parliament. Kial fake fertilizer kabatik 537. Atya kole serikali anan ki National Cereals and Produce Board management in kikochin compensation, kikochin top dressing fertilizer. Kikoba hasara in farmers neo. Ako nyolu kemwa ak kikimit ng'olyo nekilen chi age tugul nebo serikali nekakoti ng'olyo neya konyolu koistogei. Akot nguno ko kitebso biikab National Cereals and Produce Board kotinye kenam ak kirwokyi. Ko Kenya Bureau of Standards biik chekibimoni fertilizer konyolu akine keisto the managing director. Kikiisto biik chemengechen ichegei.
Pono anyone nebo ngalekab sugulishek. Iman komo nyolu keyat sugulishek akobo ngalekab maranetab ainosiek. Maranetab beek eng emet. Amu mami ole bune lagok. Lagok chechang chebendi sugulishek mising ko eng rural areas kobate kolandae ainosiek. Ako makararan eng lagok chemengechen imuchi koib beek. Ngolyon nekiyai CS Machogu kotangasan kemboi kole mokiyote sugulishek ko kimokonyolu. Amu kiakochop sigik chechang lagok koyokto koba sugul. Unfortunately, kokiya ngolyondoni komi ka PS nebo education Kipsang Belio chitab kokwenyu. Kikanyor nyasutiet nekilil gogo nenyi. Ko kimi ka koe ngalekab konoretab gogo nenyi. Ko kimakomuchi advisorin PS. CS nenyi. Nguno ngalecha kiyai CS ko kiyae kityo ako kimakonyolu. Kora amu kaamwa ngalekab koliletab gogo nebo PS Kipsang Belio, ameche amwochi biik chechang chekimuch koit kekonori gogo on Friday. Kongoi amu kiaitu angen ale kokomwa Kabelio kongoi. Ngateshi kora amwa amu atilya akabokok. Tatya anyanyun ngolyotab disaster. Disasters in Kenya konyo nito bo maranetab beek ako kii nekiyaak iman eng 1961, kiyaak kora eng 1997-98 ako kikenai ngalekab El Nino, kikenai kekure El Nino kongeme ortinwek ako ngemei tuguk chechang. In 2017 kibwoti nikibo Solai Dam nekibek biik cheitei 150. Ko disaster no neo. Kouye komwa biik alake ko disaster kokile kii nekorom neitononi boisionik chechang eng emet ako konu widespread suffering nebo biik, ngeme tuguk chechang ako ngeme infrastructure ako konu asaret neo. Ako konu komionso biik chechang, kongemokis tuguk ako kongeme economy nebo emet koboto ngalekab environment. Ko ngaleche floods chekwaak eng Kenya ko ne? Floods chekwaak eng Kenya ko kwaak amu ropta neo. Konyi beek ainosiek, konyi beek emet komalalan eng emet, kobut beek tarajosiek, konyi beek dams cheu chobo Tarzang eng oinetab Tana River, Masinga Dam, Kiambere Dam, ako affectan counties rani kiiti kele 33 eng Kenya. Mising ko counties chemitei northeastern, olimbo Tana River, and then coast, Tana River, Garissa, the coast, Mombasa, Kwale, aganyon slum areas of the city of Nairobi, Mathare, Kibera,
mukuru kwa Njenga, mukuru kwa Ruben. Konene gonu floods chiucho. Gonu in unpreparedness nebo emetab Kenya. Kutuye kwai kiaga tugul ne magat kai eng disaster chebo beek. Ortunwekab Kenya in the Nairobi Expressway ko kitokoto kele kimalalan beek ngoranata. Ko kikere kiboru kele tarajoshek chechang chebo in Athi River, kongete nobo Athi River itself, Mulolongo, agoi olebune Athi River, ipkoit olimbo Seven Forks, kokaubut tarajoshek ingin Donyo Sabuk, ulobo Ruiru, ko in kikochanga biik in Kenya, akumeny kotekorik ortinwekab beek, ko nyolu ngolyon no wai serikali kolechi biik koistogei eng ortinwekab beek. Mi ngatutietab 30 meters kele 30 meters chebo kongete ainet ngekutietab ainet komat komenchi amu oretab beek. Ko magat kobois serikali tugul kongete kokwotunwek tugul koboisie chief ak assistant chiefs keker kele mamenchi within 30 meters na ikure riparian area nebo ainet. Ko eng emotunwekab Kalenjin ko kobit ngoliotab flood disaster eng olimbo in Bomet, olimbo East Pokot, olimbo Markwete, olimbo Tugen, away
Dr. Bot.
Yes.
Tebenen maswali utoma utie. Arango tomi biga within 30 meters chibo eneta golecho mande, what is the plan? What me go manda akwano, what are the plans that are in place? Mila kagi take chi and mila kagi move and ji amu gole jita kitke mande go tuyo men jita wata ujita na.
Ko imu serikali bijo to ko ba sugulishek. As a first step ke soringo in Sumaibe. Ko neboeng nerube notok ko koyan bijutok ngalegab policy nebo serikali ketechin affordable housing chebendi barak asubui biik chechang. Moche inai ile kangemwoe ngalegab maranetab 1961 ko ki Kenya ko ki biik million 8 kityo. Rani ko million 56 kinyile tisap kikochanga biik. Nairobi ko kitindoi biik 317 1961. Rani kumi million 5. Ko chang biik ako asikimuch ketoret bichotok ko kiyan affordable housing ketech eng ola tugul asikomeny biik korik chemi barak ako chemi ole kararan. Simakilechin biik kityo oistegei eng ole mi beek. Ongen ole maranoni nguno ko kila kenyit kewoktos eng Budalangi, kewoktos eng Nyando, kokoit oloto beek kora. Kokomaran oloto kotko koumionso biik chechang. Ko nganyo aketyigei ang'ololchi biikab Kalenjin kole omi ale oribegei ainosiek amat kotyem chi kolandae beek chechang kosopsobe keldo, sopsobe ketit ako akerib lagok mabendat ichegei aroboni anan koume akot ketit amu kakile nyone ilet kole mi ketit ako muche kobar chi nekategunege ketit. Kongoi mising ngatukyi yoto.
Kongoi mising Dr. Bor, amache nguno Dr. Kendagor enengung kasarta ako yenyoru boroindo kora imuchi soman comments ndaku kainekab biik bata kenyoru Mheshimiwa Dr.
Kongoi kirwokyin, kongoi kasikyok tugul ak kainetab kotisap. Ko eng iman ko kakitiny ng'alekab maranet nekibo kenyitab 61 ko kiami sukul
Kora abwoti kianyone betut akabunu sukul ko ngait oinet noto bo Kotoruk. Kakonyi beek kabisa. Aker komi ketit age nemi pitani ak age nemi pitani ndakanamgei. Ole ngalany asingait ibar arekunenin. Ngait kwen ko chabait. Maamuche warak amamuche wek. Yawach. Aitu. Konyo kwanyo kotoreta. Ane kianet kiatebet nakilen muren komeche komotoreti kwan. Kiberbechi ngalecha. Aitu. Ko kiaker man. Kiaker marananato komye. Kora ko katiny Dr. Sambo maranet nekikabit eng Amerika noto kibo Katarina kibit ake eng kenyitab tamnok 9 ak 3 ak 4 eng Atlanta. Ko noto ko kibunu koristo nebunu araraita. Kikero konyonei melen kele kinyach. Kikero konyonei kemwochi biik keromande oba koba alake kotebi alak konoto amune sikibek chechang. Ako kikere kila kenyit konyone koristo. Kikere ano kinget kele itu kakoit ano kia kenae komye amu naat. Kityo ko tuguchu ngoit ko ui. Kit nebo kwong'ut ko en tiong'ik kongen. Tiong'ik ko sikobendi komweitos kabisa. Lakini achek kimugulimet komong'ot amune. Kiitun kora eng kenyitab 9 ak 4 ko en St. Louis 1994 ko kirusech eng St. Louis maranet neo nebo kung'ut ako kiropta kibek biik chechang. Ko kiale kimi chi nekingelechi oye kang'et en mweiwek kakonyo maranet kolacha ana soe Jehova mamaki. Oye koit kobwa beek kole ayen konyo lorit lany lorini ana soe Jehova mamaki. Kobwa beek kotko keibchi melit kelany melit almaiwei asoe Jehova. Oye kobwa kotkolany kot barak konyo ndegeit helicopter kolacha ane toreta Jehova. Kotito beek chicho kale kingotito oye kokisengwet kole Jehova kalia ngayanin kalasme seruo kole Jehova yayogun karit ayogun melit ayogun helicopter ieshe arane ko en karakonda noto ko eng oret age ko kimuchi ketoret keman. Kimuchi ketoret bikyok, kimuchi chito neingen nekakemwa kele yayu imwe kounoto. Lakini ngamwa kounoto komi biik chekomokongen chameche kemwa mutyo mising amu rirek choto. Ko ngatiny ng'alek cheite 5 chakiro ale kanyol kibwat kinetkei eng yu. Nebo tai ko kanyol eng tuguk cheuchu ko ngetononye eng kayanet komye ketiegei Jehova. Nebo aeng ko kotoretkei biik, ongetoret biik che nyalildos, ongecheng oret age tugul. Berberio kong'et chi akwai siasa akopol akole mole serikali choto ko berberio. Ngomi nyigisindo neuni ko ketoretkei kele kiyoe ne. Akanye nebo aeng ko mat king'ong'wer chi kele kalia serikali kalianum. Ngiyokis ng'alek cheuchu ko nebo tai ko kesurugei ak kecheng oret age tugul. Akanyone ko kinetkei asikele ara kiyoe ne mutai kanyo ropta neuni keyoe ne. Kanyol kibwat noto. Ko ameche kityo amwa ale mutyo eng bicho chokotiny ng'alechu kibwotok eng saet ako kiyani kele sirto man ng'alechu ng'wonindo kotakomi ako torete Jehova eng tugul. Ko kirwokyin abwoti ale amu ng'alekab sait ngakeri biik chekasir achokyin
Uri chobot Patrick, ii chobot Patrick? Soman? Okay. Soman? Chobot. Okay.
Really good. You got any kids?
Yes. We have a son together. His name is Paul Undig Jr. And he's also in Kenya, and he loves it there. He's been going there since he's 5 months old.
I'm sure you call him using Caribon line.
Yes, I do. All the time.
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Oh, that is great.
Caribon line is a very good phone card to call Kenya because hizi makadi ziko hapa tunatumia, they don't give you enough minutes to call Kenya. 5-10 minutes it's gone, but Karibu online is giving you a lot of minutes, and at the same time it's very accurate.
Kwa wale wase pulling others through these tough times, sasa kuna chance big ya kucelebrate pamoja. Tujengane na over 35 million za mama prizes.
Nasini life kujengana.
Buy any bottle of Chrome, Gilvis, Smirnoff, Origin, Captain Morgan, Triple S, Ken Extra ama Kenya Ken. Scratch your label na utume the code you find to 20405. Uko na chance ya kuwin moti moja sabi, nduthi, cash, rentiko ya 6 months, a month shopping, airtime na data weekly, na usisahau cash prize ya mita moja. Yani 500k ya kujijenga na 500k ya kujenga community yako. Share mzinga za quality kwa outlets mtaani leo.
Tukiwin tukishinda tunasonga.
Tujengane, shika quality, shinda kikweli, sherehekea kokote.
Excessive alcohol consumption is harmful to your health. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18 years. Terms and
Nimeshinda! Nimenyakua mita na loto! Nimematch nambari 5! Nimeshinda 200k! Nimeshinda! Nimematch nambari 3 na nimepata pesa!
My God! Nimeshinda! Nimeshinda! Nimeshinda bonus shopping voucher!
Wewe unangoja nini? Changamka, cheza loto, sio ndoto.
Oh yes, join the Lotto Money Train. It could be you.
Changamka, cheza loto. Nyakua mita na Lotto every hour. Get into the Lotto Money Train and win big. Mara hii you win 20,000 times pesa zako. 50 bob inakushindia 1 million shillings every hour na up to 40 million shillings every day. Usiwachwe nyuma. Mamili ni moto moto na Lotto. Nenda kwa M-Pesa paybill number 777-000. Andika neno Kass kama account name. Cheza na kati ya shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 2,000 na ubambido na Lotto.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved by the BCLB.
Chi agetugul koter ole kwongdo, chi agetugul koter ole namdo muganget. Lakini kit agenge ko unga cheiboisien. Unga chebo chamimiling choto chekakikwangen mione. Tos miano? Yanga ilanchi kogurin hotelit aino. Ingen hotelit ne nikas imiten ole lo, ikase ile aino ngagorur kimyet.
Kongoi missing kwanet, kongoi Dr. Kendagor, kongoi kirwogin, karo tuguk chekakosir kastoik samwa anan sasoman tuguk chekakosir ngotiny kityo asamaraizan kidogo kirwogin ako kwanet. Kongoi missing, kongoi eng uchambuzi ningwong, kongoi eng ngalek chekororon chekaomwa kosubkei ak tetutiet nebo rani. Ngotaunen nito kotare Dr. Kendagor kole makararan ketinye nyasutiet neuni
kebolchige anan kemngangal kele uyo keboishe kainai chema chulotin komye uyo kokekas komwoe Prime Minister, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga eng president makararan kengolole eng oret nuni kengolole sai. Ingen mami makosa inyo akikur press conference akimwa tuguk cheu chekakimwa eng nguni kele wakati niko nyasutiet ko makat keyai kuni ngomi ole mae serikali le suppose kwai kemwa kunito kimwache kekurge kainai anan imwa tugun alak iboisie the stage koik a political platform nekemwa ngalekuk cho cham imwoe chemateche bich anan chemaimutwech kemi pamoja. Wakati nebo disaster ko wakati anan wakati nebo nyasut nuni nebo maranet ko wakati neimei kengololchige ageisuge kibagenge sokobusisitu. Kakomwa ngalek chechang kwanet akot nakamngat Dr. Bor nakatebe cherono kole tebe professor kole ngotilechi biko koistoge eng ole legit beek kobendi no nga kowal Dr. Kenda Bor komye ko ito wakati asinye naga koik metak it's choice kaya iwe akibitebe olda buch komami akot ashet netinye lakini kesabe. So mi biik cheu chukamwae Dr. Kenda Bor che soe amatakani action kiborchini tuguk chekimeche kwai amoe koimei iboisie akilingung akiboisie ngomnotet nekikokonin Jehova. Mi kora biik che daring zaidi igere beko chebwoni chechang akotekuri karit imeche isirte anan imeche ipun keldo isirte akigere ile chang bechu ko biik chechang chekokobet sobet ko cheu choto kokebet chekamwa imekebet kaboisie chito wrong judgment akwo aidha kokweri karit eng ole mi beek anan kopun keldo. Kingen achek kwanet it's close to us. Achek kwanet ab katisap kibet agenge ninyo wakati moja akoba ngal chebo beko achali nebo tuguchuto bo floods. So ongeripke kabisa amu mi tuguk che rahisi kekirimtoi ngot keripke. Kongoi biik chekakoserwech, kongoi kakoserwa Parmasai eng tembelewot kole mi kosubi ako subi tetutiet nebo rani akot Kiplimo kakoserwech biik chechang eng Kaskwanet group komwae ngalek anan kosupporteni tuguk chekimwae rani. Mi Paul Chepkwony, mwalimu Paul Chepkwony eng Obasi Olmasani eng Transmara County rube tetutiet nebo rani kakomwawech akobo 1961 kale nyolu kotinye counties disaster management netoreti kotoretkei ako national government ako Red Cross ako agencies alak cheu choto. Kakomwawech mwalimu Kimutai Rono eng Kimugul Tembwa eng Sotik kekat kwanet tugul akole kasome chi tugul keripke eng wakati nebo ropta neu sai. Kale nebo aeng komeche serikali kosub anan koib kakwautik chekororon sinityo koripichi kale to put in place measures so that people will are safe. Kamwawech kora Kimngetich Josephat Chemuge eng Nandi Hills County kole rube program nebo rani. Kamwa Deno en Sururu kole akine kolop in rube program akoi mwisho. Kamwawech Charles Turgut nyikanetab Kiptalintet kale mi Transmara inendet kale chamke kwanet akosubi tetutiet nebo rani. Kakomwawech Eliud Matelong eng kokwetab Kamoret kale chamke kwanet nyolu kosub serikali chemwoe weatherman kale biik chemwoe biikab